we pick things back up in the midst of a pretty intense battle. Jericho and Callista, you have been transported to what is effectively, right now, a null space. In this realm, there is nothing but darkness around you. And until you investigate further, you see that this dome is rippling. But all you can see is you, your colleague, whether that's Callista or Jericho, depending on your perspective, and a steadily rising Damos. And before we do anything, I would like everyone to roll a sharp.
Not Flebs?
Flebs, you were not pulled in. So, sorry, in this, I should have said everyone. I mean, beg your pardon, you're right. Jericho, Callista, and Damos. I shouldn't have said everyone. That was my bad. But it's okay. We'll keep those sharp rolls. If you've rolled, we'll keep those sharp rolls. That's fine. So Jericho got an 11.
It was just us.
Callista got a 7. All right.
Yeah.
This is going to be interesting. Jericho, because you got the 11, you notice that there is a heat in the air. And it's, you know when like the pavement and the asphalt gets really, really hot and it begins to shake and like almost dance? The air around you is doing that. Okay. Jericho, it's your turn first.
In this situation, I think Jericho will take turn to try to use big magic to prepare the arc storm.
Okay, so you're going all out, yeah? You're gonna go for the trump card.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Give me the roll, bud. Ooh. All right. Give me a little insight to how this looks, Jericho.
So like after seeing kind of like the kind of like heat-esque ripples, like Jericho will take a moment, close his eyes, and start controlling his breathing.
Mm-hmm.
And in that moment, subtle flashes and then large arcs of lightning start to reef around his body, and like underneath the plates of his metal arm, hues of light from the flashes can be seen, and they actually starting to like kind of rip the arm apart.
Hell yeah. The heat around you, Jericho, is beginning to mix in with the lightning. And as some of you may know, and some of our audience may know, in humid environments, that can actually be a very good environment for electricity to start striking. And you don't even know what you're standing on, Jericho, because there's no real floor, but you just kind of go with it. On a 12, you're not thinking about that. You just kind of focus. And for a moment, the scene ripples, and another room appears in front of you, but it goes back to the blackness. And your body is glowing with the energy of the arc storm. And I'm going to say, on a 12, your entire automail arm, all the metal strips away. It falls to the floor. And your arm is primed. And because of the way, this is obviously, just to remind our listeners, the Boltcaster is where you specifically, it's a level 2. And that's where you specifically are utilizing the abilities within your arm to make that happen. But on a level 3, this is effectively your character's trump card with the lightning. That is where you basically become the lightning, correct?
Yes.
Because we do have, and real shout out to Trevin here, some phenomenal stuff on the character sheet, and perhaps we will release this to the audiences, like, we'll do a fractal character arc, which would be really cool. But this is you invoking the arc storm. I know. Okay, so I'm gonna see what Damos rolls first before I say this. As I think this is gonna be an all-out affair. Let's see what we get. Although my roll 20 is very slow today. Oh. Okay. 6. He's like floating up from the ground. And he puts his arms around himself. And he actually curls into a ball. And the energy ball he was making is gone. And instead, he wraps himself in this fetal position, and a black orb encases itself around him. And he can't do anything. He's gone on the defensive. Callista.
So, in terms of my current situation, since I have kind of taken what's his name? Azathoth's advice and just kind of like leaned into my power a little bit, how much control over that do I currently have?
I believe
I can't remember if we established that last time.
No, we did. We did. You probably have 3 turns before you're going to lose control.
Okay.
I would estimate, but we will do a check-in in 3 turns' time and see where you're at. But effectively, your body is changing constantly. The energy around you is beginning to spike. Your hands are becoming more monstrous. The horns are growing bigger. Your body and what makes Callista Callista is changing before our very eyes. And
right, because I was imagining like the energy is like building up to a point that it really hasn't gotten to before.
There's an apex point, and in 3 turns you're going to reach it.
Cool. Okay.
And obviously you've just seen Jericho prepare the arc storm. He's probably about 40, 50 feet away from you because you're in the air. And and Damos is above you now, and he is in this black orb.
Okay. Is there I want to see if I can find a way to like get rid of the orb.
Okay.
Like take the defenses down, but I don't know if I like investigate that. Is that my whole turn?
I mean, it kind of should be, right?
Probably, yeah. That's what I'm. I guess I could also just hit it and see what happens.
It's up to you. Like you could invest. I mean, how about this? If you get a like over a 10 on investigate, I'll give you another move. I'll be fair. Like well, that's very fair actually.
Okay. Alright, and then I have one more question as well. After the so how long does the arc storm last for? Like, is it just the next turn, or does it keep kind of lingering around?
So the arc storm is I believe it's once it's charged, it's a 1-turn effect. I don't think Jericho has the skills. I don't think Jericho has the skills to control it fully yet. Like, if it was a fully realized arc storm, maybe if he gets to 12 again, you know, that's different. But there would be it would keep hitting, like, you know, getting a passive in the background. But otherwise, this is like a, you know, ultimate move on his part.
Okay, and this is the one where like Jericho's pretty like tired afterward too, right?
Correct. Also,
okay,
I saw
fuck it then.
Trevin, I saw your message. I think that's a really good idea.
Okay. All right. Well, then if we're going all in, let's fucking go.
Okay. Do you like communicate to Jericho, or give him a look or anything like that?
Yeah, I imagine Callista looking over at Jericho from where she is in the air, and saying, like as she's physically changing, she says to him, "Do you trust me?"
With my life.
Then I think we should do this together.
Jericho just flashes like a big smile. I couldn't agree more.
Okay.
Okay.
I know. You've told me what you're gonna do. Let's see if you can do it.
Okay. What would I roll for this? Is this also
this would
magic?
be so. Are you doing for the setup and then the execution? Because so I think how we do this is you need to brace yourself first.
Okay.
So I think that's a tough roll.
Okay.
That's going to tell me about the consequences of how this works. But you'll have a +1 because you are this is something you are preparing yourself for.
Okay. Shit,
Okay.
I knew that was gonna happen. That's
Okay.
okay.
That's okay. So your eldritch powers are outstripping your ability to focus, and they're starting to run up your body, and something has sprouted off the back of your neck, and you don't quite know what it is, but it's like a powerful appendage, and that distracts your focus. But nevertheless, you know what's coming. Jericho.
Yes.
This is another use magic roll. Again, +1 advantage because this is a bond that you two have. And then we'll see what the flashback is.
Okay. I'm gonna roll that. I think I'm gonna use a luck here, just to make sure
Okay.
this works.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the luck.
Yeah. Okay. Let's. So at this moment, we'll have a freeze frame where your body rises off the ground, and it's actually being carried by the electricity now, Jericho. It's beneath your toes, and it is above you, and your body is going translucent again. And the moment that you feel your body is at peak efficiency to channel the Arcstorm, a single thunderclap rings out, and you fire it down on Callista. And I want to just pause it there for a second. And I'm choosing my words carefully because I think my PC is going to do that lovely thing where it freezes, so I'm trying to do this very carefully. Tell me, was there a scene prior in your past where both of you had a moment to train and work through this?
I mean, we did. We worked on that healing stuff together, but I don't know if that's the same thing. But I would say probably,
I
right?
can imagine so. And like the time skips we had, like all nightmare detectives have had like kind of like pseudo 101 training sessions with each other.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to say that there was perhaps a conversation you two had after you utilized lay on hands together. And that was where you kind of came up with this. But at the same time, given the two of you we'll probably talk about this afterwards, I think it's more narratively interesting to have, in this moment, you both have a side conversation brief with your mentors, respectively. And it's about the Downton teamwork. So, Jericho, that would be with Endicott. Callista, that would be with Lady Death. Let's do Callista and Lady Death first. And this is in the intervening months where I'm going to let you choose where this is in the timeline. If you want this to be early, where you're struggling with everyone, later on, like where would you like this conversation to be?
For Jericho, I know it'll probably be like kind of shortly following like the birthday party and like the hotel inertia events.
Okay. While Callista's thinking, then we'll do that then. So
yeah, you can do yours
where
first.
is
Go ahead.
where is this, Jericho? Where is this scene?
I'm going to imagine it. I'm going to imagine it like the two of them strolling through the different, taking a stroll through like where long hallways through the hotel, revisiting kind of like a few days, weeks after the night of the birthday party, after the Nightmare Detectives had that big like
Okay.
group talk.
So you're both in the middle of a conversation, and we'll just sort of pan in, and you hear Endicott just saying, "And all I'm saying is everybody talks about Enter the 36 Chambers, but I say Wu-Tang Forever is a much better effort. You know, no people don't respect Old Nasty Bastard the way they should do."
That's a opinion. I mean, uh, I I'm not disagreeing with you. I want that to be perfectly clear.
Sounds like you're going to disagree with me, Jericho, with your
I'm
mentor.
just saying some people have their preferences. Some people, like you, have your preferences. Some people, unlike you.
Well, there are people
have
out
their
there who
preferences.
think that The Simpsons is better than Futurama. It doesn't make them right, Jericho.
That's the thing about opinions, though. It's not about being right. It's about your interpretation of something.
Ah, well, you say that, and yet I know there have been many situations in your teamwork where you have been unable to back down and let yourself be humbled. Now, I realize that this is a different situation for you. You're learning with new people, and obviously you're having some growing pains, but it seems that you are trying too hard to make situations better when they don't always need to be.
Yeah, if that was happening, you'd be the person to see it. The the Nightmare Detectives, they stuck their necks out for me. You know, they didn't have to come to Hotel Inertia after me. They wanted to, and while we were here, they against the guy. I feel like I want to say about 20, but it's probably not that high. But so the huge amount of like life-threatening situations, and even times when they were like left one-on-one with some of the specters of my past, and for instance, like the case of Nishandra, they I. I just want us whenever if we're gonna keep doing this Nightmare Detective thing, be in favorable positions, and for that means sometimes I feel like I can't back down.
Well, that would explain why you and our dear Callista butt heads so often. Because neither of you can deal with being humbled or backing down, and both of you, in very different ways, want to protect the people around you. You do it by overcompensating, and Callista, up until recently, does it by keeping everyone at an arm's length. Very much a yin and yang, you two. But I'll tell you something, Jericho. If you could combine your abilities, I don't think there's a force in this world that could stop you.
Make a good point. No, it's time and time again while we're walking through the hotel, kind of nightmarish like murder hotel thing that's going on here. Like my old friends, people from my past, I kind of kept lowering that power and unity. Dennis, hell, even before coming here, granted me boon after boon while leading up to these events, and ultimately wouldn't have gotten anywhere near where we are today without him, without them, without the Nightmare Detectives. Yeah, and not think that not just about Callista, the strength of all of us, us working together. It feels almost unstoppable. Almost unstoppable. I know it's like a big like, whoa, we shouldn't say that, but like, feels good to be a part of a team again, you know?
Yes. Yes, I imagine it does. That's why I'm telling you to embrace it, fully. Don't have to overcompensate, just like Callista doesn't have to keep everyone at arm's length. Just let things be. As the great Bruce Lee once said, be like water. If it flows naturally to you, the calmness will overtake. And Jericho, he puts a hand on your shoulder as the memory fades. Beautiful things will happen. And, we'll go to Callista. at the same time. It's like an anime flashback double. Where are you? And when is this, Callista?
Well, I feel like if we're talking about, if we're talking about this specific possibility of working together, I feel like it would probably have to be like more toward the beginning, just because that was what she was struggling with at the most.
Mm-hmm.
But not too far, because we weren't really working together at all, or at least not this well before. I don't know. I would imagine it's probably also after Hotel Inertia, or even during Hotel Inertia, when we're first discovering the Arcstorm stuff and going through all our memories and just kind of generally having a rough time.
Okay.
This might just be one of those moments where she consulted with Lady Death, because there were quite a few.
Okay.
Anyway.
Sure. In that case, she is sitting on one of those swings, those really nice chic like bench swings, and she's knitting, and she's humming to herself. Mm-hmm. As you pace around a little bit like a bit of a petulant teenager, kind of like frustrated, you don't know how to get your emotions out, sort of thing.
That's exactly what I was imagining too.
Yeah, and she just keeps knitting and humming, and she says, all right, get it out of your system. You've got another mission with the detective soon. You can't be sitting here brooding all day, honey.
I still don't understand how we're supposed to do all of this together. In heaven with my team, I gave orders and my angels followed them. I worked with my second in command, but everyone else was ranked. It was structured. It was easy. This is not easy. I mean, we're done with the fighting now. And there will be more. Mission is soon. I'm sure we'll have more to do there, but I mean, until then, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to do.
Okay. Now, Callista, if I told you that the people who followed your orders were not your friends, comrades, sure, but not your friends, would that shock you or hurt you?
No.
Okay.
We weren't like that.
That's because you were in an army. You had a job, and you had commandment. Now, if you look at your friends, your actual friends, even if you don't call them that yet, in the Nightmare Detectives, they're your friends because they don't have to listen to you, but they do because they respect you. When you see the people that you stand side by side with, you bleed with, you cry with, at any moment they can walk away. They can say no. They can be insubordinate, to borrow a phrase. But they don't. That feeling of gratification, of being heard, of being seen, is far more powerful than anything that army could have given you. Yes, it was simple. Yes, it made sense, but simplicity is not a friendship. Friendships are difficult. When you were with Paola, was it always easy?
No.
But did you want to give up at any point?
There were times where I thought I did. I mean, not on her necessarily, but on humanity, on fitting in. Sometimes I thought maybe it just wasn't something that I could do.
Perfectly normal
And-
for a long marriage. 6 decades is a long time with someone. And yet, you never gave up, did you?
No. She would always sit me down and tell me that it was going to be okay.
Now that's interesting. Let's have a look at this. And she clicks her fingers, and you see Flebs asking you if you're okay after you've been struck. You see Jimmy holding a hand out to lift you up. Jericho tipping his hat, smiling and putting a hand on your shoulder. Margot putting her arm around you. It seems very similar to me, Callista. There are multiple kinds of loves in this world, and perhaps this will help. With you being from heaven, let me borrow a phrase from their book. As iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. Proverbs 27:17, I think. You are so afraid to love and be loved. But honey, it's coming for you whether you want it or not. And the moment you let it in, you truly let it in. And again, the scene begins to fade. Beautiful things will happen. And, that moment sparks within you, Callista. For both of you. And what happens in tandem. Callista, give me a use magic roll with a +2. You can use a luck if you want to, but...
I kind of also want to use a luck.
Yeah, okay.
We can still roll it though, hold on.
And I'm going to just give Damos a magic roll as well, because he needs to have something to do here.
Yeah,
Okay.
damn, also a 7.
You use the luck, so that's fine.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Perfect. Okay, this is beautiful.
Oh man.
The sphere cracks open, and Damos has shifted his body so all the attention is on a fresh gravitational orb, and his eyes are wide, and he says, "Fuck it, one way or another, we're settling this. You want to go? Let's go. I'll crush you under the weight of what is in my hands." And he lets this orb go. And it is supercharged. It is to the level of the same orb you had hit before. And yet it is somehow more pronounced. And Callista, on a 14, which is what that is. So this is a beautiful, beautiful moment. The lightning hits you. And this almighty scream erupts out of you. And your body is overtaken by the eldritch powers. And that black arc light comes down. And when it dissipates, Jericho, you see that Callista is no longer Callista. The wings have doubled in size. They've got a thick fur on the top of them with these spines protruding out. The body is completely enveloped in this carapace, and there is a lure on the back of Callista's head that is protruding over her with a neon glow. Her eyes have yellowed and are slanted. Her teeth are now jutting out of her mouth, and she's permanently in the face of a grimace as she's channeling this black lightning. And she pulls both her hands out to either side and arches her back with a scream as two pulsating forms of black lightning generate in her hands. And she utters cosmic wave, puts them together, and explodes to such a degree that it actually pushes her away from the sphere and down towards Damos. The ball and the energy blast actually struggle for a moment, Jericho, and you watch. And for a moment, it looks like Damos is going to actually overcome it. And one final shriek erupts from Callista. And it overwhelms Damos in a moment. And we're going to come back to you guys in a minute. Okay. Let's go to Flebs. If your food is there and you're done, are you good?
I'm still eating.
Okay. All right. In that case, that's okay. We're gonna go over to Victor then, Mr. Mendoza.
Hey,
You are sleeping in the basement, and you have been through it, my friend. And you hear a familiar song playing in the background.
Which song is it?
It is this one. You hear the Pretty Cure Sky theme as a soft voice says, "Victor, my guy, you need to wake the fuck up.
It's not even Saturday. Why are you playing this?
Every day is Saturday for us.
What does that even mean?
Take a look at who I am. It is Pretty Cure Eternal, who is effectively sort of the master of the multiverses. And she's beautiful, and she's just clad in this gorgeous, like, silver and black dress, and she's floating like almost like an angel. And she says, "How long?
You're eternal."
Yeah, it's been a while, and you need to get up and do something. You've been sleeping for far too long."
What do you mean, far too
Oh.
long?
Okay. Take a look around you.
Uh-huh.
I'm
looking.
You see that you are surrounded by several other fractals. Endicott, Babylon, people like Wayland, who are just beaten up and bruised, and you immediately feel like you've overslept. Like, you get that horrible groggy feeling. And the impression you get is that you've been out for a while. And I know I've told you this out of game, but she brings you up to speed. And basically, you've been asleep for about 3 days, like 2.5 days now. And she tells you everything that's happened. And I would imagine at this moment, you probably think your fractal powers are gone because of the way you were found.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah,
What's with all the bodies? They're not dead, are they?
Hold on. And she looks around. I don't think so. But, I mean, technically you are in a morgue. This is, your friend's clinic, but I think you're all alive. Although, none of them have their fractal abilities anymore.
So what you're saying is we're fucked at the moment.
Potentially, yeah. I wish I could tell you that Sonic and Knuckles 3 would help you out of this, but it won't.
Oh, right, but the controller down, shouldn't I?
In game, she's just looking at you going, yeah, that might be a good idea. If you want to use a euphemism, you've lost all your rings right now.
How many?
Why don't you check for yourself? And that'd just be a weird roll if you want to test your magical powers.
Weird roll, weird. Should put this on the second.
Oh my god. Okay, an 11. You wave your right hand with like the foci, and you open up a portal. And what other franchises would the other Victor Mendoza's own?
What do you mean by franchise? Do you mean like?
So, like, we've had a few businesses that the other Victor Mendozas have had, like the Pretty Cure Shooting Gallery, the Pretty Cure Fishing Hole, the Pretty Cure Orange Store. Like, what could you imagine the other Victor Mendozas owning and running?
One of them definitely runs a souvenir shop.
Okay. Let's say it's the Pretty Cure gift shop. Is it a souvenir shop for Victor Mendoza and Pretty Cure, or is it for anything else?
It's primarily focused on Victor Mendoza and Pretty Cure, but occasionally you might find a weird
Okay.
knick-knack relating to the Fractal Hunt.
You open it up and you see another Victor Mendoza in a smartly dressed suit covered in a lobster outfit. And he is standing at the desk and his head is down and he's playing Sonic and Knuckles 3. And he's like, God damn it, I lost my fucking... Welcome to Pretty Cure Mendoza's Pretty Cure souvenir store for the Nightmare Detectives and Victor Mendoza. How may I... And he looks up at you and your eyes meet and he kind of like looks like a deer in the headlights.
Hey.
Fuck. What do you want?
Are you slacking on the job, soldier?
I mean, you're the one loudly playing Sonic through the microphone right now, guy.
Oh, that's bullshit. You can't even hear it.
Does anyone else want to back me up on
Yes.
that? Does anyone else want to back me up on that?
Sorry, Victor.
Losers.
Every moment he's like, like, yeah, okay. It's gonna be such good audio. If you can go back to your Sonic game when your scene is done. He's holding it and he looks at you and he's like, not slacking any more than you, guy. I mean, we're both the same person. We both, I mean, you got your friend code? Could play Sonic sometime. Oh, wait. And he goes under the desk and he pulls out a baby Callista plushie. So do you want one of these for free? I ain't got many of them, but oh wait, hang on. And he gets another one. And it's a Flebs doll, and it has like a little string, and he pulls, and it's like, "Hello, I am Flebs. I like human things." Huh? You want one of these? I got a Jimmy action figure. And it's like one of those like Rock'em Sock'em ones where you tap it and then it just starts punching it. It has like a bit crushed roar as well. And he's just like putting all of these out on the table. Is this gonna make this go away? I mean, I got a Fala Doctor Who crossover minted condition box set here. I got a Jericho. I don't even know what the hell this is. What is this? And it's like one of those Gundam, like really really intricate miniatures. But the gun is too big. It is far too fucking big for Jericho's, like, little painted hands. And he just lays it out and he's like, look, just don't tell my boss, okay?
So I get all these for free, huh?
I can put them in a swag bag. Or as you might want to call it, an El Swagoo bag.
Get out.
God damn it. And the,
You're not fired, but I'm still asking you to get out.
So he kind of like puts his head down, and then you hear a smashing sound in the back of this gift shop, and you're only seeing this through a window, Victor. And he looks around, and he says, "Hey, guy, you're not trying to mess with me, are you? I already said I'm sorry. You don't need to prank me."
Should we investigate that? I feel as though we should investigate that. I tell him.
You can try. Wait, are you saying you want to roll investigate mystery, or are you telling him to go and investigate it?
Telling him to go investigate. He's the employee, baby.
Okay, yeah. He's like, sure. And he walks out of view. And after a minute, you hear a low reverberating tone that makes like a sonic boom, and his body goes flying past the portal, and it is smashed into the wall. And his blood sprays all over the gift items. and you immediately know what has just killed him. What do you want to do?
Oh, well, I'm not good. Well, first things first, I make like a complete shocked face, like, what the fuck? I don't think he's getting any return on that investment. So I look at the blood-soaked items, and then I will decide to go into the same room. I'm just like, well...
You're going to go through the portal? Okay.
I might just... Yep.
Pretty Curatano looks at you and is like, you really gonna... okay. All right. You walk through, hopefully with your switch on mute. Yeah, I mean, I get you're gonna have to roll to investigate if you want to see anything in there, but I mean, you definitely can.
Okay. Mystery.
So you want to investigate mystery? Okay. Okay. So on a 7, you get one question from the list. So for your benefit, I'll get them up. What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? And what is being concealed here? I will put those in the chat for you so you can read them over real quick.
Alrighty.
And have a think. Oh, no, that was Visual Delights. Excuse me. Hunter's chat. There we go. See what feels right to you.
What can hurt it?
Okay. What can hurt this attacker? Honestly, you have the ability to hurt this attacker, but it's the fact that the risk it puts you at. So you would be able to use your magical abilities. The sword that you used in our side one-shot to cleave Emperor Fuzzypaw. What a name. That would be able to hurt it, but obviously I think it's fair to say that the moment you lock eyes with this thing, fear would probably grip you more than it would anything else because you know what is coming. But that's the double-edged sword, right?
Just like I initially tried to inquire what this portal is and what this creature that attacked a gift shop worker Mendoza tried is and what can hurt it, but then as soon as I keep my eyes on it, I realize I might be facing a danger that I can't handle. It's not on my own. I said, no, the risk is too great. I would try to get out of there.
Okay.
I have to roll for that.
You can't yet, because you've done your turn. So this will be to see if the other character actually is able to do anything. So let's see what they do. They're just gonna roll at this moment in time. I want to see how well they do. So like basically, it's an act under pressure roll. So you've gone through and you see this individual, and I think you would freeze. And if you're going to try and get away, you're going to want to kind of dive through the portal, basically, like back the way you came. But I don't think that they're going to let you just do that. So what we'll do is we will do a roll of Fractal under pressure, like basically a roll of opportunity. And let's see how this plays out. Okay. So that's that. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. So they got a 12. Victor, give me an act of the pressure on. Let's just see what you get. Just kind of karmically balance this.
Oh.
Probably won't go well. Okay, a 10.
Rolled.
You know what? I'm gonna say that you dive through and they grab your ankle. And the moment they touch you, that decay factor begins to run up your leg, and it completely takes your ankle in the process. And you look back once to see his face, and it is one of absolute focus and resolve and hatred. And he says,
It can't be. I thought you were dead.
I'm gonna find you again, Victor. And I'll kill as many versions of you as it takes. I am the king, not you.
And as I would just whisper the word.
Wait, you're whispering what word?
His name.
Bryant.
Bryant.
Oh, Bryant, yeah. And he's just completely full of it. And you pull, and your ankle separates from your body.
Yeah.
And the portal closes. And Pretty Curatano is just looking at you. Holy shit. That's the guy that made you who... That's the guy who made you who you are, right?
Sadly, yes.
Oh. When was the last time you saw him?
I want to say like over 10 years ago. I was a much younger lad then. Very impressionable.
Well, he seems to be gone for now. Are you gonna...
He'll be back. You mind giving me something for the bleeding? I don't know
Oh,
if you know this or not,
yeah.
but
yeah, sure. Hold on. And she waves like her foci, and the blood is stemmed. It's cauterized the wound, and you're given like a steel toe capped boot to go over your ankle. But you have no ankle. When you are out of battle, you will have no right foot, my friend.
I look at this and I'm just like, well, I'm alive. On the bright side, I could probably mod this. I could probably make this like some Evil Dead 2 shit. Oh, fuck yeah.
It's a good film.
Just watch. I'll get creative.
Okay. Victor, you can't wait any longer. You need to go now.
Now?
Yeah.
Come on.
Fine,
Fine, the modifications can wait.
Look, I don't want. I realize that you just woken up. You wanna get back on your save file. You wanna play more fucking Sonic, but your friends, they need you. And I don't think they can wait.
You're right.
And
neither can I.
All right, and then you conjure a portal. You hone in on their signal, and you jump through. Right at the moment. Yeah,
Hop through.
Oh, you hop through. Sorry, yeah.
Hob.
Yeah, you hobble through awkwardly. You get through at the same moment. Damos takes Jericho and Callista away, leaving you, Fala, and Jimmy to deal with the other threat. And speaking of, Jimmy.
Yes, sir.
We left you in a very precarious position. My understanding is, just from my own shitty memory, the last thing that happened was you got pacified by Wendy, who was knocked out at the same time. And both of you are on the ground, although I think you're still semi-conscious, correct?
Yes.
Okay. The first thing you experience is the feeling of a barrel of a gun pointed at the back of your head. And you hear this voice. something in your ear saying, Now, dear boy, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Just answer my questions, and this could go rather relatively well for you. But, if you lie, you will end up stuffed and mounted on my wall.
Ask your questions, Hunter.
Okay, let's start with the basics. What is your name?
James Robert Smith III.
Well, it's lovely to meet you, Mr. Smith III. I am also the third. I'm Lord Chadley Ulysses Netherfield Tremont III. We have something in common. We are descended from lineages. Now, Jimmy, Mr. Smith, you look like a human being. However, I noticed a little bit of a rage incident, and I can't help but see that bracer on your forearm. Would you be so kind as to tell me what you are? Well, it seems we're both the thirds. That's fascinating. And what would you say you are? If you were to assign a label to yourself, because human, not quite what I would call you, dear boy.
You're right there, sir. I am what some would call a monster. I am what humans know as a Sasquatch.
Oh. And what about your friend next to you?
He is not of your concern.
You hear another voice speak up as, because you're still on the ground, and you see a pair of big footsteps, walking towards her, and this huge figure kneels down and says, well, she is of our concern, and we want to know what she is. You would do well to tell us.
And you would do well to mind your own business.
Okay. Okay. Fair. Valid. Respect it. Herzog is going to kick you in the face. And he will roll a kick some ass. And he's going to get an advantage because you're on the ground, you're mobile. Okay. He kicks you pretty fucking hard, and you'll take because of like your extra strength, you're only gonna take one harm, Chewy. How strong are your teeth? Like, how sharp are your teeth?
Well, as a Sasquatch, I am technically an omnivore, so they're not like ridiculously sharp, you know, like a full-on carnivore.
Yeah.
But you know, they would be enough to like bite and hold on.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. I don't think you'll be able to hold on, but I do think you're gonna bite him. Actually, no. Let's say you hold on. Fuck it. Let's go with that. You bite
actually,
down.
Yeah, I would say actually, Teach, with the like he kicks me, right?
Yes.
And I was hoping to use the momentum.
Okay.
Like, you know, like he'd kick me in the face, right? And like I would just, instead of biting, I would swipe at the leg, you know, inflicting.
Ooh.
You know, we'll just say it would be a, you know, basic claw attack. He would take 2 harm, right?
You would.
Well, yeah, like he would take 2 harm because that's my basic claw attack, right?
Yes, correct.
It's 2 harm. But as it would just let me roll back and come to a standing position. You know, like I would just do like, you know, like the little kids backwards somersault thing, and I'd just stand up from there.
Why don't Why don't you give me an act under pressure?
Okay.
And I will tell you what happens. Because you have a gun pointed at the back of your head, my friend. and only 2 of this group is in front of you. So right now, we're gonna say that he has kicked you, and you are biting.
It's not happening.
Okay, I'll tell you what happens then. You bite down on his shoe, and you draw blood, and you're so used to being the strong one, and you are the strong one. I don't want to take that away from you, but and you expect a yelp. You expect there to be like a grimace, and you look up, and I'll tell you what happens. You see him look at you, and his body tenses, and the muscles begin to pop, and he begins to grow a little bit taller, a little bit wider, and his body grows white fur all over it. And his front and sides has grown to tusks. And he looks down at you. And your eyes meet, and you recognize that while he's not a Sasquatch, he is a cousin of the Sasquatches known as a Yeti. And before you can even say anything, he just smiles and says, "Ain't that the way?" Well, excuse me, I should be more of a German. "Ain't that the way?" And then you have this happen. I just need to get the roll. This is going to go very interestingly on a 2. Yep. You feel something go into your neck. And as that happens, the Von Karma transforms back into a human. He's almost like it was a play. And you let go of his foot. And he darts back. And you feel the barrel of the gun taken away. And poor Jimmy. Your rage is overtaking your conscious thoughts once again, but it is much more potent now. And you are it's like that feeling when you see red, but it is intoxicating. You're drinking ambrosia from the rage, and it is beginning to you're losing focus. And you turn around, and in the middle of your vision, you see Lord Chadley clapping as the tall gentleman with the circular spectacles and the black coiffed hair jumps down, and it's Baron Francois Xavier de Bede Mont Blanc, or just Baron Mont Blanc, with his one of his serums, and next to him, skating over, is the Marquise, who is putting away a rifle. And you were able to put 2 and 2 together. They just shot you with something. And Lord Chadley says, "A valiant effort, dear boy, but not the smartest thing to do in your situation. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to hunt you and your friends, but you have to survive. If you can survive until the next of the hour, we'll let you go. If you don't, well, I think you know what might happen. Good luck. Oh, and I believe my research tells me that Jimmy likes to rage. Well, you won't have any trouble with that now, will you? Ta-ta!" And they take different positions. They get away from you. And Jimmy, you lose control. Again. And it's going to be something we're going to have to resolve. Flebs.
Yes.
The last we saw of you, you were knocked out and your arm was fucked, but I believe it has been healed to a degree, a little bit. Or did Callista fail the heal? I forget.
We did like a first aid sort of thing where we like wrapped it up, I think.
Oh, okay. So you were able to stabilize it.
Yes, and I put the bone. I put the bone back into place, and then.
Okay.
And I passed out.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try and get you back in the game again, Flebs. in your headspace, are you anywhere like in terms of like I suppose like are you in like a safe space like we've seen with some of the others, or is it just darkness for you?
Darkness.
Okay. Let's try and get you up and going. What would you like to do?
So I'm just coming to.
This is to basically get you back in the game, like conscious, moving, so that the damage isn't so severe.
Okay. I would like to look for the group.
Okay. I would say let's just have it be that you can get up and move around, because I don't want to risk you failing just to get up. You are in a lot of pain, and you walk around the corner and you see Fala on the ground. Victor has just rolled through a portal, and again you see the scene play out where the Callista and Jericho have been taken by Damos, and you hear the voices behind the carriage of some of these strange individuals, and Jimmy is growling on the floor.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
I would like to help everybody get up, I guess.
So you got to pick one person you're going to help to begin with.
Let's see. Fala's on the ground.
Mhm.
Jimmy is what?
Jimmy is out of your view right now.
Okay.
He is on the other side of the
I'll help
carriage. Yeah. Okay. All right. Give me a. Are you trying to help heal her? Or are you just rolling to pick her up and stabilize her?
What's her health at? Her harm.
Fala, what is your health at? If you're able to find that information.
Yeah, I have. It looks like I have 2 harm right
Okay.
now, actually. So.
Okay.
So you're fine.
So yeah, it's just a bit
Yeah,
dazed.
yeah, I'm gonna walk it off.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll help Fala up.
Okay. You know
Thank
what?
you.
I'm not gonna make you roll for that, Flebs. I'm gonna give you that for free.
Oh, thank you.
So I will let you do a free investigation roll or like a read about situation or something, but no combat just yet because you wouldn't know what's going on at the moment. But is there anything else you want to do? Because you got shafted at the end of our last session, so I want to give you a bit extra.
There's really nothing for me to do, right?
Not at the moment. Not to move things forward. So if you're happy, then that's fine.
Sure.
Okay.
That's fine.
Fala, last but by no means least, what are you doing as you're being helped up?
I feel like Fala's just really kind of looking around to. I mean, I know that kind of her last she knew we were all kind of together, and now Jimmy's out of sight, so I think she'd be worried and looking around for that, and just kind of trying to assess all the different threats that might still be around. But she's also not a very good combatant, so it doesn't have a lot of actual experience with that, so it's probably pretty panicked and pretty just generally like, what the fuck is even happening? But so yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
Should we go looking for Jimmy?
Oh, you hear the voices. They're on the other side of the
I-
carriage. And
Yeah, I guess so. Did you see where he went, or?
No, I haven't seen Callista or Jericho either. Sorry, TJ.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought you said, are you...
Nope.
Am I the only one that heard that?
I heard
That's
something,
weird.
but it was weird.
Yeah.
I did.
Maybe it was like delayed audio or something.
Weird. That's
Maybe
okay.
It's your awesome computer.
I think TJ might. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. And
Let's see.
sorry, TJ. Jericho and Callista aren't with us right
no,
now either, right?
no.
They're off.
You saw them
No,
being
they're
teleported.
gone.
I'm trying to basically
Yeah,
do a
that's
scene
right.
where we're doing
Okay.
this in real time. The thing that's just happened after you've picked up Fala is obviously Victor is by your side as well, so you might want to confer with him.
Hey, Victor.
Oh.
Where did you go?
Holy shit, is your
What
Yeah.
happened to your foot?
Well, you see, I had a colorful run-in with one of my old, I wouldn't call him friend, more call him like eternal enemy. His name is Bryant.
That's nothing like a friend.
Dang.
Yeah, this steel toe thing is just kind of
Are
a
you
stand-in.
are you hurt? Do you actually need...
Yes, I am in incredible fucking pain, but
I can-
pretty
I can
cure
heal.
Kurt, I'll give you some painkillers.
Okay.
Do you need healed? I can heal you.
Yes.
Let's
He's
do it.
like,
Hang on.
All right.
Oh, man,
Do you want me to
let's
roll to
see.
help out?
Yeah,
Make sure we
sure,
get
because
him
I have
done.
no cool. That'd be great.
Okay. Let me roll here.
All right. So Flebs, you
Sweet.
got a 10. So that is
Oh, thank
well,
God.
a 10 will push that from a failure, which was a 5, up
I'm
to.
glad you helped.
Oh, actually, no. I think that's still a failure. Yeah, no, it's still a failure.
You know I helped?
Yeah, because the
What?
+1 was a 6. 6 is still a failure, I'm afraid.
I thought it's a +2, isn't it?
I think it's +2 for 10 and above, ain't it?
Nope, I'm looking at it here. When you
Oh,
help
no,
another
you're
hunter
right.
roll
It's
cool.
+1. Fuck.
Yeah, very
God
sad.
damn it.
Sorry, guys.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm just so used to dead people, you guys. I'm so sorry.
Well, no, it makes sense because you're a bit
This
frazzled.
usually never happens.
Yeah, this never happens to me. You're quite frazzled, and that works perfectly because as you do this, you hear the sounds of people running away, jumping away, and as that's going on, you hear a deep guttural growling, and the pavement being pounded, and it's followed by the sounds of skin splitting, and another loud roar, and a thud against the trailer, and then another one. And then one final one that smashes it, and I need all of you to roll a sharp. All 3 of you, please.
Oh shit. I think we might have found Jimmy.
Sharp is under your standard map stuff, Victor. Yep. Okay, you just get out of the way. The trailer smashes into one of the cages, and Wendy is encased in it in her her monster form, and she is twitching and bleeding, and her eyes meet yours, and she says one word: "Run." And you turn just in time to see a twisted, hulking version of Jimmy. It's like the version that you saw all the way back in Mantis Bay on steroids. And it is rapidly losing control of its muscle mass as it starts smashing everything around it. And gang, it's coming straight for you.
Did we run?
Yeah, we should fucking run.
All
Let's
right.
run.
Fala's running. Fala's already
Yeah,
running.
he-
Fala can't hear you. I'm already running.
Flebs is running as well.
Okay, so as this moment, you are all trying to run away from a very fucking angry Jimmy. I believe, Flebs, you were talking to Victor as you were getting ready to run.
Can you run with that foot?
I can hop really fast, but that's about it.
Here, put your arm around me. Let's go. And I help him
Okay.
run away.
Jimmy, what would you like to do? Because I still want you to have control in this, to some degree.
You can throw a car at us. Sorry.
There aren't any cars nearby. Otherwise, I'm
What
sure
the-
they're going to.
Dude! Don't do that!
Jimmy, what did you say you're going to do?
I guess is Wendy up and moving as well, or is it just
No,
the three? Okay.
she's in, like, right now. She is out of the game. She's been implanted into the carriage
Okay.
that you've destroyed.
Well, Well, then Jimmy will give chase after Fala, Flebs, and Pretty-Cure.
Okay, are you aiming to subdue them, to smash them? I need to know your intent in this moment.
Well, I guess we'll go with smashing.
Okay, let's do a act under pressure roll then.
For Jimmy?
For Jimmy. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you are not quick enough to get them. These little creatures, these little annoying fleshy creatures. Even the one that's hobbling, like what is that about? You can't get to them. They are simply just out of your grasp as they start running. And at the same time, let's see how this plays out. At the same time, Jimmy, you are tackled to the side by Wendy, who rolls you over and monkey flips you. But obviously, while she deals harm, you deal harm. She is going to dig her claws into your chest and rip as she pushes you away, pulling out some of your flesh. And that's going to do 2 harm. What do you do to her?
I'll just return the favor to her and dig my claws into her chest and rip some flesh out.
I think that's reasonable.
2 harm as well.
Yep, so you pull them out at the same time she does. Okay, and... Haha, I know, oh yeah. Yeah. Alright. Hold on. Alright, you are pulled away, and as you're being, like, launched into the air, you feel a pair of big arms put you in a full Nelson and flip you over and slam you into the ground for a further 2 harm. As Von Karma has transformed into his beast form and is chuckling and saying, "Well, I can't ignore a challenge." And we're going to jump over real quick to Callista and Jericho, who are right in the middle of an epic moment. Guys, you throw the blast out, and this cosmic wave, it envelops everything, and the scene shifts for just a moment. And assuming it will let me upload this, because that would be nice. Yeah, okay, here we go. I'm assuming, Jericho, you are going to be sort of spent at this point, because when you do the Arc Storm, that is your trump card, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, you are absolutely out of it, and Callista, you are still blasting this wave, and you see the scenery change into this. And I'll describe it for the audience in just a moment. You are suddenly in a large, almost like field area, and as you are looking, Jericho, at the burning and crisped version of Damos, which is now sort of twitching and falling down in the air, it is swooped and picked up by Michael. And he holds Damos in his arms, and he is staring at you, Callista.
Okay.
And I think you are going to need to give me a cool roll to see how much more control you have.
Okay.
Okay. You have one more turn. And he looks at you and says, "What an absolute mess you have made of yourself. How many more will you kill?"
Callista looks at him, and like, I just imagine her, because she's still like completely transformed, right?
Yeah, you are still changing. This is you
Okay.
are you don't. I don't even know if you know how horrifying you look at the moment.
No, probably not. No. I think she could feel something happening, but I doubt she would
Mm-hmm.
have the wherewithal at the moment to
Mhm.
know exactly what. Um so then yeah, she looks at Michael and she says, I only need to kill one more.
Oh, they all say that. One more, but every sin must be counted. Do you plan to strike me down, Callista?
If I'm able to.
Jericho, what are you doing while this conversation's going on? Because I know you're obviously limited in what you can do, but I want to make sure I'm giving you the option.
Am I also like able to like hear like Michael?
Oh,
Michael
you can
speaking,
hear all
or-
this. Yeah, you can definitely hear this. I just think, you know, much like when you use a Kaioken, you are borderline spent at this point. It doesn't mean you can't do anything, but...
Okay, all right, then. Well, then in his tired state, Jericho will kind of let out a really sarcastic laugh, and then say, "Oh," and then say, "You're asking her how many more she's gonna kill while you're cradling a murderer? That'd be actually funny to a lot more people if it wasn't so fucking hypocritical."
Michael turns to you and says, a murderer? Well, no one is free of sin, but that is not why I don't want Callista to kill this one. I don't want Callista to kill him for a more personal reason. And Callista, you may want to kill me, but I'm afraid that there is a deeper pool to swim in, and you need to go further down in the depths. And Callista and Jericho,
Mm-hmm.
I need both of you to make a sharp roll. Wow, well done. 12 for Jericho, 9 for Callista. Jericho, you sense a force coming into this realm, unlike anything you've ever felt, and it is so potent it brings you to all fours. And Callista, you feel a sense of something. I need to know, and I need you to be honest with me, is Capri with you?
No, he was with Flebs, I thought.
Okay.
Because he was supposed to be guarding Flebs
Okay.
and Wendy, so I guess he's probably over there with them.
Flebs, as you are running and you guys are hiding, Capri is not keeping quiet. And he is whizzing around, and he is trying to get away from you. And he says, I need to leave. Callista is in great danger. All of you in great danger. You must let me go.
Okay.
What are you talking about, Capri?
There is a calamity that will befall Sturgeon. You know of it. It is in your future.
Oh,
But it starts here.
gosh.
Someone has returned. Oh dear. Callista must be saved. And he flies off. And you feel a pulse emanate through this bubble, and an individual manifests. He is bald, with muscles upon muscles, a slender frame, glowing eyes, and an aura unlike anything you have ever seen, as he slowly descends from the center of this bubble, and he floats in between Callista, you, and Michael. And his eyes are closed, and his arms are crossed. And Michael says, you would be making a grave mistake killing Damos, son of Amos the Void Walker. Then they stare at you. Well, rather, Michael stares at you. And I think they're sort of waiting to see what you do, Callista.
I'm trying to remember how much Callista knows about Amos, because he's been
Capri is
before, yeah.
Capri is rushing in while this tense standoff is going on, and this individual Amos is just standing there, floating, eyes closed, hands like arms crossed, just not really doing much. And Capri floats in and rushes towards you, which gets Michael's attention. And he is trying to speak to you over the noise that is basically playing around you at the moment. And he says, Callista, you must leave. You must not stay here and fight. You cannot stay here.
Callista doesn't really look at Capri. She's sort of staring back at Michael still. Even I feel like with Amos between them, she is paying attention to him, but I think she's really just like Michael has more of her attention right now. But she says, what else am I supposed to do, Capri?
Callista, you need to run. You are not ready for what will happen here. You must leave. I cannot lose you. We cannot lose you. He is like he's whizzing around like he cannot stay still, and you can sense the fear coming from him.
I would come back, but I have to try, don't I?
No, you mustn't. And obviously you're gonna do what you're gonna do. So do you just try and make an attack?
Yeah, I think she calls the scythe to her hand.
Yep.
And yeah, I think she would try to. I think what happens is, especially with all this eldritch energy building up inside her, I think she just again, sort of like what Azathoth advised her to do, just sort of giving into the anger of it all. And she doesn't entirely 100% know why. Whenever she looks at Michael, she just feels so fucking angry.
Right.
And she knows part of it, but like she really hasn't felt this angry in a really long time. So I think she would. And I think that the energy is just like making it worse and more intense. So I think she would call the scythe and try to go past Amos to hit Michael.
Okay. Roll me a sharp. Act of pressure or sharp. Whichever one. Okay.
Not great. That's fine.
No, it's not great. Amos.
Oh wow.
Amos.
I stood no chance. No chance.
You blink, and Amos is in front of you, and he has lowered his arms, and Capri is begging, he's screaming at you to run. Jericho, before I do what happens next, what are you doing?
In situation, like, what could I actually do?
I don't know. I suppose not a lot, but I want to make sure that you have the option to choose. I don't want you to be a bystander.
So, out of character for a second, Damos did technically lose this fight, correct?
Yeah. It basically looks like he lost. Like that combination move basically finished him off. He is out cold in Michael's hands.
So, is it too far beyond like a stretch for me kind of to approach and be like, hey, you know, he kind of lost, kind of.
Oh, you could talk your way. Oh yeah, you could definitely talk your way around this. You could try. So you want to try and charm Michael and Damos? Is that what you want to do?
I'll go for a charm roll. That my idea of it is kind of so. Hey, you guys, not to be that guy, but I kind of won that fractal fair and square.
Okay. Give me the roll. Wow, 11. Michael looks at you for a moment, and he kind of like, it almost like instinctively is like tilts his head like, and he starts to think about it. Like you could see his hands like beginning to lower, and then Amos turns his head to you, and he holds up a single finger and says, "Quiet, boy." And you, Jericho, your head is slammed headfirst into the floor. And you are not able to get up. And he turns back to Michael and says, "You stay." Callista, you were trying to move past him, correct?
Sorry?
You were trying to move past him.
To hit Michael, yeah.
Okay. And your scythe is out, right?
Yup. It is like out and like lifted. Like she was fully going in for the attack just then.
He takes it in his left hand and wrestles it from your fingers. And he says, "Oh, I see the resemblance now. I see you took the advice. Good. Good. You will do. You will do. Capri did a very good job ferrying you away, didn't he? How long has it been since I saw you as a babe?" And he snaps your scythe.
Oh, mean.
Just into a clean 2, which falls to the ground. And he grabs you by the neck, and he turns to Michael and says, "Give that one the fractal. My boy has failed. Envy will need to go back and recuperate. He no longer needs the fractal ability of the space." And Michael nods and begins extracting the fractal ability right there. And the screams of his own son don't seem to deter him. As he turns to you, Jericho, you feel the pressure lift and your eyes are very hazy. But you have enough sense to look at him. And he says, "I will be borrowing this one. I will bring her back when I am done." And he disappears with Callista. And the dome around you bursts. And Michael is extracting the fractal from Damos with unbelievable brutality. It is, if your way is surgical, this is butchering. And once he has taken it, he uses that hand and throws the energy to you. And he waits for you to receive it.
And so from this point, I'm not like face on the floor anymore.
No,
I can
you are
actually-
dazed as fuck, but no, you are not. You're not facing the floor.
Then from that point, Jericho like reach his arm to see the fractal kind of, I guess, seeps into him, or the energy does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it will go into him. What I need from you is a tough roll, because I need to see how this is going to react with you. Yeah. Jericho, this is bad. This is really bad. A gravity fractal, or rather the space fractal, I should say, it is doing something to your body. All your muscles are contracting, and you feel like you're being torn apart from the inside as you bend over and grip at your stomach, and you are screaming, groaning in pain. And Michael doesn't even acknowledge you as he apparates away with Damos. And Capri, almost uselessly, I suppose, comes down and tries to comfort you, but I would say at this point, there are very few sentient thoughts going through your mind as your body is acclimating to the new fractal. And let's jump over to the others. Gang, you are still trying to get away from a very, very angry Jimmy. And it's going. But I want to know what your plan is right now. So, Fala, let's go to you first.
Fala is kind of thinking about, because there's really no way to actually physically outrun him. It's more about, can we get far enough ahead to where he can lose us?
Mhm.
So it's more about how to get out of his line of sight and then hide, I guess, would be what she's thinking.
Right.
To at least go from there.
Okay.
And, let's see, would that be, let's see. Would that technically be investigate a mystery?
It would be. It would.
Okay. Cool.
And one of you is going to need to keep an eye out for traps as well, don't forget. So just to be aware of that.
Okay.
13. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, ask away, Fala.
Okay, then I guess it would technically be what is my... Wait. Oh, this is the wrong one. Okay, so... But that's okay. I was going to ask what is my best way out, but I guess overall,
you will
that's the other one.
Yeah, you'll want to go into like something like one of the attractions, like the funhouse mirrors would probably be the best one for you, because it is confusing,
okay.
and it is easy. It's an easy way for him to lose you.
Okay, yeah.
There is an area that you can turn into the tent, and it says Funhouse Mirrors and Madame Elvira, Psychic of the Century.
Okay, so yeah, Fala sees the sign pointing towards the funhouse mirrors, looks back towards Flebs and Victor, and says, I think I know how we can lose him. Come on. And starts to kind of help pull Victor along, too.
They start hopping along.
Victor, do you or Flebs want to look out for the traps? Because you will have to be aware of those as well.
One of you has to.
One of us has a metal foot.
Well, they're not just they aren't just like bear traps and mines, but that is a fair point. I
can keep my eyes peeled.
Okay. Let's have you do the sharp roll then, Flebs.
Okay.
Okay, 9. Flebs, you are able to spot a couple of traps in the underbrush as you're running around this overgrown area to get into the clearing. And then as you go through Fala points it out to you, almost like running ahead. As you turn around, there is a tripwire, and you are able to spot that and get past it on a 9. I think that's fair. But, dear Victor, sweet Victor, Your big,
no.
blocky leg is not able to lift it up, and that's pretty reasonable given you just got it, and it triggers the trap. And what happens is a cage opens somewhere behind you, and you hear a deep snarling as a chupacabra begins to run at you. And Jimmy,
Yes, sir.
we are juggling so much. You are in the middle of a bit of a situation right now, my friend. You're not feeling much pain. The rage is raging on, and you've got Wendy, who is licking her wounds, and Von Karma, who has just piled you into the dirt. We're going to do a quick set of sharp rolls, and we will see who comes out on top, okay?
Okay.
I did tell you guys business was going to pick up. All right, so a 5 for Jimmy. That's reasonable. You did just get pounded on your head. That's fair. A 5 for Wendy. So both of you are a little bit out there. And Von Karma. Oh, all right.
Woof.
Okay. Yeah. Von Karma. He kind of like cracks his knuckles and he kind of says, "Okay, we're going to do this fairly. Big man, you get up and you strike with me. If you can stay on your feet, I will not participate any further in this hunt. I will even let your little friend over there join me, if either of you can listen through the haze of being a primitive." And he is going to go first, and then Jimmy, and then Wendy. And Herzog is going to go for... he's going to go for a straight uppercut. I'm going to keep his moveset simple. 7. Jimmy, you were piled drived in, but like, you probably have flipped over onto all fours. He clocks you on the jaw and brings you up to a standing position. And that's going to be 2 harm. But you get a shot back on him.
What the fuck?
And by the way, Jimmy's down.
That's it? He's down?
That's it. Jimmy's down right there.
Okay. He hits you with this shot, and Jimmy, it goes harder than perhaps we were anticipating, and you go flying through the air, and you land on your back, and your face is bloodied, your ribs are broken, and you are just out. And Von Karma is kind of like, he spits on the ground and says, "This is not how we do a contest. They treat you like you are more than what you are. You are meat. Very well, I'll go to your other friend." And, well, I know what Wendy's going to do. Wendy gets a 13. Wendy devolves from her monster form into her human form, and she takes off the mask, where she is bitten clean through her lip and blood is streaming down her cheeks and her face, and she is looking at Von Karma, and she first thing she does is she clears the distance pretty quickly, and she volleys a single shot into his stomach, and the crunching sound of ribs being broken pierces the air as he doubles over. And she says, "Jimmy is many things. He's stubborn. He's obstinate. He's sometimes as clever as a fucking plugged-in toaster. But he's the strongest, kindest, and most loyal person you will ever fucking meet. And you will not disrespect him in front of me." And she walks over to you, Jimmy, and she puts a hand on your chest. And she says, "Hey, big guy. You know, I don't do this very often. It's not the wisest of things to do, but as your teacher, even I gotta be unwise sometimes. And I'm hoping this will counteract that rage problem. So I'm gonna do something you would do. I'm giving you some of my life force. Don't waste it." And Jimmy, you
Yes.
heal every bit of harm you've taken. And you're still in your rage state with a degree of control. And Wendy is looking very frail. Very, very frail. And she stands there and smiles at you with blood on her face and like she's ran a marathon. And you then see Von Karma kick her in the side of the neck, and she goes flying into a wall, and you no longer see her.
I would like to roll to kick some ass
Hell yeah, brother.
on Von Karma, please.
Mm-hmm. You hear, like, while you're doing that, Chadley saying, "Oh, well, we tried to make it interesting, but let's have a gentleman's contest now." Okay. And 8, what movie are you going for, bud?
I'm gonna use a claw attack
Mhm.
with the Devastator attribute on it,
Yep.
so it'll do 4 harm.
Oh, nice. Okay. You go for the throat then. Like you're still on one knee as you get up, so there's like the momentum of a boxer hitting the ground and taking it up with the momentum, and you slash at his throat, and you nick an artery, and he is bleeding everywhere, and it's staining his white fur, and he is going to go for one more shot on you. And I think he's probably going to go for another roundhouse kick. Gets a 9. He goes for like a right kick, again to the side of the neck, and I think you'll take the 2 harm, but I think you'll eat it almost like you're just sort of bracing yourself. What's your next move to inflict
My
pain?
next move would just be to kick some ass again.
But no, as in, what move do you do to inflict harm on him?
Oh, well, I would, since he, we're returning blows here, he kicked, I feel, Jimmy would like, I don't know, this, a basic claw attack to like the inside of the leg, looking for the femoral artery as well. Again, it'll just be 2 harm though.
Yep. You dig into his neck, Jimmy. If you don't mind, actually, I like the visual of you biting into his neck.
Okay. I'm done with that.
And you feel the artery and you try to sever it. And you then hear Von Karma say, "I yield. You win. Well done." And he uses immense strength to pull you away before you can nick the artery. But he is bleeding badly. And he begins to shrink into his human form. And that wound begins to close, but he's lost a lot of blood, and he says, "Bravo. Bravo. You took me to 50%. That is impressive, and I think it was an unfair fight for you, too. So how about we do this again one day? You should go and collect your friend, though. She will need some medical treatment. Auf Wiedersehen, James."
bye.
And
I guess.
Mm. Yeah, it's unusual. He's just literally just backed off, but still, you won. He backs off, and you hear Chadley saying, "Oh, for goodness sake, Von Karma, you can't keep having gentlemanly contests all the time and then backing out before the killing blow. You're a hunting club. Oh, for good. D'Souza, would you mind?" And you hear some hefty movement, and you get the impression that in the next minute or two they're going to start hunting again.
Okay, I will turn and try and go find Wendy.
Okay. Just give me a sharp roll. Yeah. Nice, 10. You find her. She is embedded in the cages. She is out cold, and she looks like she is pretty sick. But she is alive.
Yeah, I'd like to gather her up.
Mm-hmm.
And move away from the other hunt, because I'm guessing the only one I can see is Chadley, right?
You hear Chadley, you don't see him.
Here, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't hear the other one. Okay.
No.
Yeah, I'd like to move away from the sound of Chadley's voice with Wendy.
Okay, so you're going to run to the other side of the, of the tent, basically. You're going to go around to the other area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have you running off in the distance as they sort of prepare themselves. That's fine. Okay. Gang, actually, let's go to, Jericho. You are really going through it right now, my friend. How do you think Jericho's processing this as he takes in this new fractal?
At the point of where we last left off, I picture Jericho kind of maybe even fainting from the pain.
Okay.
Of all the contorting and the basically like the increased gravity just all around his body.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're probably, just in and out of consciousness, and Capri is trying to talk to you. And he is going to try and heal you, or just try and make the process a bit easier. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it, but, let's see. Because our sweet boy only has some basic healing capabilities. No. He actually accidentally jolts you. And I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. But I need to pass a message on before I go. I need to find Callista. The person she is with, Jericho, is the most dangerous person in creation. The most dangerous person in Sturgeon. We need to find where she's gone.
Okay. Let's calm down for a second. Who is he? What message do you need to pass along? We'll leave it at 2 questions for right now.
It is not so much a message to pass on as it is a concern, information. You need to know. And, we'll skip the scene across. Flebs, Fala, Victor, where are you guys hiding in the mirror room?
I guess in a really obscure, hard to see spot.
In a hiding spot.
Preferably where we're not being reflected anywhere.
Well, I would almost think the more reflections, the better.
That's
personally.
Okay.
Or, like, unless there's, like, an actual hidey hole, but otherwise, like, I know that funhouse mirrors don't really have a lot of
Yeah, probably not.
hiding spots, so really it's more about the more confusion.
I mean, you could look around and see if there's, like, a false room
yeah,
or something
like a
that.
door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be good. Let's
Yeah?
do. Who wants to? Can we all roll for it?
Sure.
Yeah,
Go on. Yeah, go
you
ahead.
don't make the rules.
You can
Sharp?
go ahead. Yeah, sharp. Yeah.
Cool.
Sharp.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell
So
yeah.
Fala, you find it.
Thank you, Fala.
There is
I'm smarty.
there is a false wall, behind one of the mirrors. And you don't know where it leads, but you were able to go down there.
Okay. So Fala opens it and kind of gestures and ushers everyone inside, and
Okay.
hopefully it's not worse than where we were.
All right. You will, for the moment, be safe from the chupacabra, from the there's no longer a Jimmy chasing after you, so there's that. Okay. As this conversation is going on, the last thing we see is Capri says that basically passes this message on right as and I'd say about 15-20 minutes has passed. Amos reappears in front of you, Jericho, and he is holding Callista, who is still in her eldritch form. And a couple things happen at once that, I'll be honest, I don't know how Jericho would react to this information. But the first thing is, you see Amos holding Callista by the neck. And that eldritch form has completely possessed her in a way that makes her look unsettling. And you can't quite put your finger on it in the moment, but she resembles the shape of something. And it gives you an instinct of fear. The second thing is that she is covered in blood. And Amos drops her to the ground. She is not conscious. And as Capri, as Amos drops her, Capri says, "You must never leave her with him, for that is her father. And he always said he would come back to collect his promised child."
Wait, does that mean that Damos and Callista are brother and sister? No, yes, brother and sister. He's like, Jericho's like kind of like twisting his fingers like back and forth, like brother and sit. No, silence. No, okay, awesome. Okay, I'll get around to making sure he doesn't leave with her like that again.
Okay, there's a hallway, door to your left, door to your right, and door straight ahead. Which would you like to go for? Do you want to roll for it?
Do they all look the same?
Got a preference, Flebs?
Do all the doors look the same?
You would need to do a sharp roll for that, I'm afraid. No,
Okay.
they do not. The door to your left is salmon-colored, chipped away, with a single circular handle. The door in front of you is made of glass. It has a shimmer, a strong finish to it, and it's almost like mirror-made. And then the door to your right is brown, with a white stripe down the center and some light underneath it.
I say we pick the door with the light on the right.
Fala?
Fala, any objections?
I'm trying to see if there's a roll maybe where I can, because you just rolled to see if they look different. I wonder if I can roll if one looks safer than the rest, but because light could just mean more bad guys behind it. But I guess first, can I roll to find Victor, because he's here somewhere?
What would you roll for that?
I guess read a bad situation or investigate a mystery. Yeah.
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 Okay, an 11.
That's better.
That's good. That's good. Okay, so you've got your standard questions, or you can ask a flexible alternative.
I'll do the flexible alternative and just ask where Victor ended up in the room in here, and can I find him?
Yeah, you see a shape moving underneath the door with the light under it. And there's a stumbling, and you can still hear that fucking ringtone coming from the other side of the door.
Yeah, I think something tells me that this door is gonna be the winner. Let's
Okay.
try this one. It'll open that door.
Okay.
It's the one on the right.
With the light under it,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Fala can reach to open it.
All right. We'll come back to you in a minute. Jimmy.
Yes, sir.
You have been running around away from the hunting club. You've got Wendy under your arms. What are we doing right now, bud?
I guess we're just trying to move away from the hunting club, like you said, to find some place so I can regroup and figure out what's going on.
Okay. Did you want to roll for that, or did you want to just did you have an idea of how to progress that?
So, I question out of character, Tej.
Please.
So, like, Fala and Jericho and Callista are all, like, to the right side of the tent, right? Whereas I
No.
took Wendy around to the left?
No. So, if we look at the map here, you guys would be, if you're facing the tent, the left side had the dunk machine, it had Faye, it had, that fight. The right, all the way around the back, had where, and I'm literally mean the back of the tent, had where the hunting club was, it had the fight with Damos and whatnot, and then on the right side, in that top right area, that's where Fala, Flebs, and Victor ran in. So you're running around and away from the back area, and you're going towards where they were, basically.
Okay, I guess I would like to look for some place that I could duck into with Wendy, because she is still unconscious, correct?
She is.
After she healed me
Yes.
during the fight. Okay. So yeah, I guess that would be a sharp roll to see if I could find some place to duck in to see if we can hide out and I can do some planning, I guess.
Okay. All right, 9. You see that there's a small, weirdly enough, like a groundskeeper's office. It maybe like a game master office. You're not really sure, but like it's an unoccupied trailer, that you realize you can go into.
Okay, I will move into it with Wendy.
Mm-hmm.
So I can assess if she's going to come back to consciousness anytime soon or not.
Okay. I'm just putting a picture of it up now. Just a moment. Okay, there we go. So this is like a pretty busy looking room. There's a lot of doo-wops and doohickeys and doodads, lots of the doos, and loads of clocks and strange paintings. It's very densely packed in there. And you set Wendy down on a chair. How are you going to assess how she's doing?
That is a good question. I'm not exactly sure. You know what? I'm gonna do the Jimmy thing, and I'm gonna slap her in the face and see if she wakes up.
Okay. Sounds good.
So do we roll a kick some ass roll for that, or
I mean, you're slapping her in the face, so yeah.
or is it okay?
No, it's no tough. You're slapping her in the face. Okay. 9. You slap her in the face. She comes to, and her eyes are like yellowed, and she kicks you with all of her might in the balls. Don't fucking do that.
Should have seen that coming. Sorry.
God damn it. All right.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
All right.
He's okay. I don't think he's okay.
Okay, gang. We're gonna pick back up with Jimmy because Jimmy only got 6 minutes of screen time. It's been 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. You guys have calmed down. Your nut pain has subsided a little bit now. And you're both just sitting there, just kind of taking a moment to breathe as you strategize what you want to do.
The first thing I would like to do, though, is I would like to use unquenchable vitality on myself to heal myself.
All right. Okay, you got a 7. I believe you heal 1 harm.
That is correct. I heal 1 harm.
Okay, you heal from the nut kicking, and a little bit of the damage you sustained before. All right, bud. Ball's in your court.
Okay, Jimmy will look over at Wendy and say, I want to thank you for your help out there, because without your help, I would have fell to the hunters.
It's don't make a big deal out of it. You're my student. I wanna see you get in a Jumanji situation, you know, where you get lost for 25 fucking years, and then suddenly, you know, you come out, you got the hunters still chasing you. You're like, what year is it? I don't know, big guy. I didn't want to see you get hurt. I felt like I owe you.
Still, thank you.
Nah, you're welcome.
All right. Now, since you're back to normal-ish, I'm back to thinking clearly. Let's figure out how we're going to deal with the problems at hand here. Because there's a list. Because we still got to find...
Did you check it twice?
Oh, I've looked at the list more than twice, believe you me.
Sorry, just, you know, in that light, you kind of look like Santa Claus if he were also a giant fucking Sasquatch.
Yeah, well, you know, I am starting to get white around the beard area. I understand.
Oh, you're a silver fox. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh, I know. But anyway, back to more pressing business. We need to figure out where everyone is and if we can meet up with them. So we're not trying to take on, and because right now everyone's scattered to the four winds, and I feel that we operate better as a team than we do all scattered out, everyone trying to do their own things in onesies and twosie groups.
Well, maybe so. I mean, we got the Watchmen outside as well. Don't forget those fucking anti-Kythera weirdos are. Well, I mean, I knew of them by legend. You hear a lot around Sturgeon, but I knew him when I saw him. A couple of them are trailing you. You know that, right?
I do now.
No, I mean, you knew they were trailing you, don't you? Know, I assume you were aware they were watching the whole time.
Like I said, I do now.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, we got them. We got the little pussy hunting club running around with the little Nerf guns. Also got JJ, the wannabe Alex Trebek, and probably some other problems along the way. So, yeah, we're kind of fucked.
Yeah, we're gonna have to try to group up with everyone else.
Oh, you want? Okay, all right. I mean,
yeah, you're coming too. I'm not leaving you out here just by yourself. That would be ungentlemanly of myself.
Hey, no, we're not doing that gendered shit. Hey, I
wasn't going there. I
will twist your balls until they are nothing but grapes, son. I don't want gentlemanly. You're my student.
Hold on a second. Out of character, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wendy pronouns are she, right?
Yeah. No, she's she, her. Yeah, she's she, her.
Okay. Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I don't want to get in trouble again.
No, it's not that. She's stronger than you, and she's your mom. She just doesn't. She's not used to being looked after. She's just like, no.
Well, okay. Back in character.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it was no gender thing there. It was just me stating the obvious fact that it would be ungentlemanly of me to leave you by yourself in a time of danger.
Hey, Jimmy, you're going red. You're going red, Jimmy.
Well, I know. I'm sorry.
Listen.
I'll just shut up. Foot in mouth already. Shut up. Okay.
I get it. I get it.
But yes, you're coming no matter what. Don't care. Okay.
Roll manipulate a hunter. She isn't just gonna. This is Wendy we're talking about.
I just had to make sure it was the same role for hunter or regular person.
Yeah.
Yeah, she ain't listening to me.
6.
She's 6. I'm not charming at all.
She puts a hand up and she says, "All right, okay. Look, big guy. I appreciate it. Really, really, I do. And I'm busting your balls with the gender thing. Okay, it's not that. It's just, I think when you see me like this." And she gestures to herself. And she's obviously a petite young woman, mid-20s. She says, I think it's easy to forget. Now, you of all people know what it's like for people to misinterpret you based on how you look, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, here's what's going to happen. I am very close to passing out. I know I look very strong and cool and sexy and all those things, but I'm actually very fucking close to passing the fuck out. You might remember, Jimmy, I gave you some energy. That was not.
Yes.
Yeah, that wasn't like my stamina. That was life energy. Just gonna say it. It's life energy. How much doesn't really matter. What does matter is I needed to go into stasis. I don't really know a better way to put that. I would be of no use to you, and if you took me out there, I would probably get killed. So, here's what's going to happen.
Backtrack my idea.
That's
then
okay.
We'll just leave you here.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a little sleepy.
Sit in a fancy chair there. It'll be fine.
Oh, it's honey, it's okay. I got the plan. I know you like to be the one looking after everyone. I get it, but you don't need to do that with me. I'm the one who taught you. I'm telling you the plan because I can see. And she looks at you and she's like, "You're very flustered right now. You're pacing. You're worried. So here's what you're gonna do." And she gets up and hold on, because she can see that you're wringing your hands and you're like breathing heavy and you're just kind of. You're kind of like darting your eyes around, like you're very on edge. You're not in a place that that Jimmy would like to be in because you're a helper. And when that's taken away from you, there's a degree of, well, fuck me, what am I supposed to do? So, before I say she does it, let's actually see if she does do it. Okay. Yeah, it's a 9. She gets up and she slaps you, but not very hard, just enough to, like, get your attention. And then she grabs you by the side of the face and she gets close and says, you're gonna go out there. You're gonna rip and tear any motherfucker that comes near you and between you and your friends. You're not gonna stop until you get them. You're gonna protect them with your life. You're not gonna get yourself killed at the expense of anybody. And you're gonna come back safely. Now, if you understand me, say, I understand, Wendy.
I understand, Wendy.
Go do what you do best. Rage.
Jimmy would like to rage.
Yep. Give me the roll, bud. See how long you can control it.
Was we doing that on weird, correct?
I think
or tough?
No, it's tough.
Can't
It's
remember.
constitution. It's a constitution. If you were doing D&D, it would be how long your body and your mental faculties can hold it before you kind of just lose control. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna have pretty good control. The moment you begin raging, her eyes roll back. She's out like a light. She's gone. She's Sleepy Town. You run out through the door. Does anyone remember which Antikythera members were following Jimmy? Because I believe it was Shoujo, but I would really appreciate if someone could remind me.
Sounds familiar.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Let me look and see
Was
if I wrote it down.
Shoujo or both Billabong and Chernobog? I can't remember.
I don't remember. Yeah, I also don't remember, but it's important I keep track of it because it's relevant to what's going on.
Good point. Wendy. Wait, that's not the right person. Lucy.
Lucy is Wendy. No, you were right.
It is. Yeah, that's technically correct.
You were not. You weren't wrong. Yeah.
But it's like yelling at Callista in like my IRL state.
No,
Feels like I would get stares in public for that.
Don't worry if you can't find it immediately. I don't want to put pressure on you.
No, you're good. I was just making sure I have the right episode. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have it, but I might as well look.
Okay. Well, either way, we'll fill in the blanks in a minute. But you
I don't know if I don't think I have it.
That's okay. We'll say it's Shoujo that you see. Big boy Shoujo. He is out there, and you stop for a moment. You still got your faculties to a degree. You're breathing heavy, and he nods and says, "You made the right choice. We will monitor her. No harm will come to your friend. Good hunting." And obviously, I don't think you could say it much because you're fucking, you're in rage state. But yeah,
I'm just gonna breathe hard at him.
Yeah. Yeah,
and I will say two. I will say 2 words to him though.
Okay.
Thank you.
He nods, and yep, you go off, raging like the beast you are. Okay. Yeah, let's go over to no, we'll do Victor and them in a minute. Let's go to Jericho. Jericho, you have just made this big crater, and you are now fully attuned to being a gravity mancer. And hopefully by the time this comes out, we have re-recorded some dynamic scene play to really make it feel special. I don't fucking know. But either way, you have absorbed the fractal into yourself, and you are now fully attuned to it. What would you like to do?
Out of character for a second, kind of like picking up where the scene left off. You said like Jericho like me like a giant crater around him, like no one was like gotcha. And in
Yeah,
time period, like Costa's like body was moved. Like initially said she was only like 20 feet like away from Jericho.
That's a good point.
I was also wondering that. Am I in that?
Take a look around.
Everybody with those
As the classic Limp
little
Bizkit
scanning
song
area.
states.
Okay, we'll see. We see any bodies? Like, do we see Callista? Do we wherever Capri
Shot,
went?
shot roll, baby. Oh yeah, actually, Capri
Alright,
with you.
yeah.
Awesome.
Capri's there too, yeah.
Capri should be able to survive gravity shots. So, but it'd be really funny if you killed him.
9.
9.
Would not.
I mean, yeah, it's like, oh, where happened to Capri? I don't know. Jericho now walking around with a new obsidian arm. I don't know.
No, it's just like a crushed, like, you know when you see crushed cans, it's like a little tiny black, like sphere.
Oh,
Oh,
no. You can't.
What?
Damn, TJ, that was someone's pet. That was someone's pet dog.
Pet dog? Oh, okay. Anyway, yeah. You were able to move Eustace and Callista away safely. They are now in the crater with you, but they don't appear to have been harmed. And nor is Capri. Capri is actually floating around you now. And he is sort of, I guess that there's been a bit of dust. He says, "You have absorbed the gravity fractal. This is most fortuitous. And he turns and looks at Callista. And his whole sphere shakes. And he races over to her and is buzzing around her, trying to get her attention. He tries to, like, get under her and flip her over onto her back. And he can't do it. And he is just desperately, like, trying to get her to wake up.
What's the matter?
She is not within her body. Callista, you must wake up. Without you, I have nothing. Callista, please. And he looks back at you and says, "Where could she be? Her body is here, but where could she be, Jericho?" I do not understand that answer. It does not make me feel any better.
Well, no. Well, to be honest, I don't know like the ins and outs of like everything that Callista can and cannot do. I feel like this might sound really bad, and I want you to know I don't intend it to be that way. I feel like this might be something that she's done probably many times.
Oh dear. Oh
I
dear.
think at least, I think I can at least count on my hand, maybe not full hand, like maybe not full 5 times, but at least like getting close to full 5 that she's actually like technically died.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Maybe.
Oh dear. He just turns around, scans her, and is just sort of busying himself as you look around. But Eustace is on the floor as well.
Well, Jericho has full faith that Callista will eventually like wake up and be like
Sure.
all spry and
Sure.
maybe like crack a smile and maybe like do something that Callista may think she may do or may not do.
Okay.
He's gonna check on our other fractal buddy here.
Okay.
He's gonna check on you.
All right. You know what to do.
Would I be wrong a sharp roll to see if he's alive, or should I use magic?
I guess, like, you could either do investigate a mystery, read a bad situation, or you could do a sharp roll. I suppose it would depend on you.
Jericho made that noise like in character, by the way. If
Okay.
you're wondering.
Thank you. Yeah, we need that for the transcript. I appreciate it.
I guess I will do investigate mystery. Just
Okay.
To see if like Eustace is in a condition to survive. I guess I'm pretty sure he's dead. He's not dead at this moment. But I want to see if he like does he like need any help immediately.
Okay. An 8. Okay. I believe you get 1 question on an 8.
Yes. And the question be is Eustace the Colty going to survive this?
If he gets medical attention within the next sort of hour, yeah. But there is a problem. His satchel is not with him.
Oh yeah, Damos had it when we got here.
Mm-hmm. And you do not see it anywhere.
Yeah. I was gonna say, huh?
There's a sort of realization it hits you in the meantime, and whether we resolve this now in a bit, it's fine. But you realize that you absorbed the gravity fractal. You do not know where the space fractal is.
In that time period as well, does Jericho doesn't detect that Eustace still has his fractal either, right?
Give me a weird roll, or you can ask Capri.
I was gonna ask Capri if he actually could detect any more nearby fractals.
All right. All right. Hold on. Let's get Capri's character sheet up. What do you say to Capri?
Kind of reapproaching him next to Callista's physical body. Jericho will say, Capri, I know you're currently concerned with Callista, and believe me, I am too. But there's still more dangers in our immediate vicinity we need to take care of. Can you feel the presence of any more fractals here?
Okay. Capri looks at you. He's actually underneath Callista's she's got a little strand on her fringe. It's quite long, and it's currently draped over her eyes. And he looks up at you and says, "You know, Jericho, many eons ago, when I was the big one, I cared for Callista and ferried her across countless galaxies through dangers you cannot understand to deliver her safely. I was so big, and she was so small. I was terrified that I would break her. But I didn't. She trusted me, and I delivered her safely and watched over her from a distance. And when we reunited again, and I got to see her all big and strong, I became the small one. And now that she really needs me, I am useless. What good is being older and wiser if these hands aren't strong enough to hold her anymore? When she's sad, when she's vulnerable, when she needs family." He turns around almost spitefully and does the quickest scan you've ever seen. And he looks at you and says, "Eustace de Colta no longer has a fractal. He will be dead in 66 minutes. Without intervention by a Grand Magister or someone near the wellspring. There is a gathering of fractal energy in the center of the tent. I will not be going. The least I can do is keep Callista safe."
Thank you for your help again, Capri. And also, little man, you don't have to be stronger or bigger or whatever you may perceive that Callista may need you to be in your own little infinite wisdom obsidian pillar head thing you have going on there. You're here with her. You think she's in trouble. You stay by her side. You by definition act a part of her family. Should you don't have to question that going forward. Even if you aren't like a huge like spacefaring eldritch car, basically.
He just kind of looks at you and just kind of nods and just nestles himself right by Callista's face, and it's raining now, and he begins to vibrate ever so slightly, and he begins to give off a heat bubble, and it expands out and shields Callista from the rain. And he says, "You are needed elsewhere, Jericho Branch. Thank you for your kind words. Callista will be along shortly."
Taking care of her. And Jericho starts walking away.
He looks down sadly at the ground and says, "I always do." Okay. Callista. You are still in the your head is still pressed against Gilgamesh, the first tree to live and the first tree to die. And you are seeing your memories. And to recap, depending on how he shows to the audience, you were sort of hit with the realization while you were astral projecting to this safe place in Lady Death's garden, like near the waterfall, that your memory is not as good as you think it is because you are very old and your memory is finite. And there's a lot of gaps. And you are off on your memory with Paula by about 60 years. And Lady Death says that she needs to show you something, but it is going to hurt. And she's not lying. Because you are taken to a memory from I would say the late 90s, maybe between 1999 and 2001. It's sometime in the new millennium. Actually, no, we'll put it in the early 2000s. And it is Mantis Bay. It is a very late night in the middle of April. And a younger, more spryly Sheriff Muldoon is kicking in the doors of a ritual practice. And he sees... Well, what do you think he sees?
I don't know. Well, it's... I feel like it's either gonna have to do with, well, I guess if it's a ritual, it's probably gonna have something to do with what was happening in the town at the time, like with Eliza and JJ.
No. Think about the time period. Okay. He sees that a ritual has taken place, and he sees the bodies of his brother and his sister-in-law, or what's left of them. And in the center of this room, he sees children, babies. Now, one of them, you immediately pick up upon its Fae. She's crying. and she's got this large puddle of water around her. And it's almost like the more she gets upset, the more the water spreads. And next to her is a male baby who, as he is screaming, there's a pulse coming out of him. It's kind of hard to quantify in the memory. But that's not all Muldoon sees. Do you want to take another guess, see what he's viewing in this moment?
Well, you know, I probably should have said this first, but I guess since it seems to be a memory, I guess it probably has something to do with Callista being there.
Mm-hmm. And what would you guess in that capacity?
Like that maybe she's the one who delivered them there?
Lady Death asks you, how long have you been in my service for?
Since Paula died, I stayed with her until the end of that day, and then I turned myself back over to you.
But you maintained a connection with heaven. A small connection.
Yes.
Who did you maintain that connection with?
I don't know.
Oh, Callista. I'm sorry. You, watch as this young Muldoon, frightened out of his life, sees a portal in the back of the room, which we've talked about before. And standing there, to his left, is Michael. To his right is Amos. And in the center is you. With blood all over you. And it looks like the blood that is over you is what has made the marks on the ground. You look emotionless, you look tuned out, almost. And that darkness is creeping up through you. You don't look like an angel. At all. And Michael has kind of a blank expression. He's not really reacting. His eyes look different, but the rest of him looks pretty normal. And he's talking, and we'll jump into that in a minute. But Amos is whispering in your ear. Because it's a memory, you can hear him saying, "Not many more until we're all reunited. Just a few more and your siblings will be back on this earth." And Michael looks to Muldoon and says, "It seems one of the mundane has come in, Amos. What should we do with him?" And Amos smiles and says, I don't remember, did he have an American accent? I've forgotten.
I believe so.
Okay. He says, oh, he won't be a problem. After this, he'll just think it's a dream. And every time he thinks about it, he'll just get a little chill down his spine. It's not like he'll see her again. And he clicks his fingers, and Amos, Michael, and Callista go back through the portal. And Muldoon drops to the ground. And after about 5 minutes, he wakes up, and he is almost staggering towards the ritual in the middle of the room. And as you go up, you still hear part of this conversation, and the last thing you can hear is, she would remember a thing. And you're floating away from the this room. I keep forgetting if it's a warehouse or a room. And the shape, it makes an anglerfish. And the memory ends.
Are we back in front of the tree?
You pull away. And yeah, you are in front of the tree. And
Okay.
and Lady Death is standing over you, just watching. She doesn't want to startle you.
Yeah, I imagine Callista's like breathing hard and kind of wild-eyed as she tries to piece together what she just saw.
Mm-hmm.
And after a few seconds, she says, How much of my memory has been corrupted by them?"
I don't know. And Callista, I know he said siblings, but you're not a void. So I don't know what he meant by that either. But I do know that was your blood that linked those two together. They are your family.
Wait. You mean Muldoon?
Think. And you look at the baby and you see the pulsing, this black energy, and you see the baby next to him, the water, and you realize that Damos and Faye are siblings.
I don't understand how this. I don't understand how this could be possible. There was a lot of static. A lot that I don't remember.
There's a lot that we need to piece together. And in time we will do so. It's hard. Callista, I tried to look into your recent memories and they're static there too. What is the last thing you remember?
I tried to attack Michael and I was grabbed. And then that's it.
Look at your right hand, Callista. You've been drawing on the ground in the dirt. And sure enough, you look down and you drew an anglerfish.
Callista jerks her hand away and kind of holds it in her other hand up to her chest. And stares at it for a little bit, and then when they look back to Lady Death, they their eyes are wide and kind of panicked. And she says, I only own a small part of this. What you showed me, what the tree showed me, it wasn't a lot. I thought I knew everything now. I thought I knew, finally, what I was here, and I don't really know anything at all, do I? Still.
You know that you're Callista. You know that you have friends who need you. You know you have me. You have Muldoon. You have Capri. And you have purpose. The rest will come in time. You have to go back soon. They're waiting for you, but I don't know exactly what Amos was doing. My best guess is he was trying to find ways of getting the voids back into the world. Those two, you know what they are. Not quite human, not quite void. Remind you of someone?
I suppose so. But what have I been made to do? I mean, if I can't even control my powers or what I end up doing with them, how do I even know I'm really helping?
That, my child, is a question for another time. Because someone's waking you up. And the visual begins to fade as you feel the warmth and the soft sobbing of Capri against your face. And we're going to jump over to Flebs, Fala, and Victor. You guys open the door, and you see a pretty sparse room with a fortune teller machine right at the back. And it is currently holding Victor in what would be considered an aggressive hold. His arm...
Bondage.
I mean, you know what? Yeah. It's put a ball gag over you. You have a massive erection. It's really Hey, Victor, you've learned a lesson today, my friend. Don't give the DM ideas.
Around and find out.
It's a really uncomfortable thing. Like, it's like a whole.
Yeah,
It's not what it looks like. But it's full on dominating him. It's like it's holding his head down, arm behind the back, like good boy, good boy, good boy. And he's like, wow, this isn't like Sonic High School. Wow. He's actually saying, no, I'm gay, no. But it's yeah, it is ripping his pretty cure costume as well. So and he's like, no, this is a rental, no. So yeah, what do you guys want to do?
Save Victor if he wants to be saved.
That's
I
you
was
should probably
gonna
consent
say,
is important.
Can we roll to see if he
Yeah.
really wants to
Yeah,
be let
yeah,
out?
you can roll for that. Yeah, that would be a sharp roll. It's a sharp roll. Wow, 12. Yeah, he's
Yes.
fine. He's fine.
Thank you.
He's in pain, but it's a good kind of pain.
Sure.
No, he probably it's becoming a bad touch. So yeah, he probably wants to be taken out of there.
Victor, are you going to put your cell phone on silent mode now?
Oh, that's right. Hold on. I am so sorry. You are absolutely right. Bear with me just a moment. Yeah, no, it's we need to set the scene properly because while this is going on, this is a absolute mess of a fucking scene. And as you guys are talking, you're probably gonna have to talk loudly because his phone is still going off. There we go.
Oh God. Victor Mendoza.
Victor, are you
will
okay?
you start putting your cell phone on silent if we let you out? What have we learned?
Keep the cell phone on silent.
You're gonna need to get it off of him. It's in his shoe.
Oh, it did.
Sorry,
Good
TJ?
God.
It is in his shoe. You're gonna need to get it off of him.
Oh, okay.
Want
Fala
me to
then.
grab it?
Okay, good. Thank God.
What should I roll for
Please
that,
do.
TJ?
Sharp.
All right. So there we
Okay.
go.
All right. All right. It is.
Oh, thank
It is.
God.
It is off. It is off. You notice that on a 10, there's a few things on Victor's phone that come up. The first is his Twitter. His Twitter has been popping off. He made a shit post right before he came in, where he basically made all of you soy jacks. And it was getting some pretty high views. And he's also got like several missed calls from a Long Dick Johnson and a text that says Long Dick Daddy just landed in Sturgeon. What's good?
What in God's name?
And then he's also got several missed calls from the IRS.
Oh.
Don't
That's-
think too hard about that last one. The IRS never calls.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you still have the
Sorry
IRS
for-
back here. That fucking sucks.
Sorry for looking through your phone, Victor.
Don't apologize. He asked for it. Anyway.
That's it. You're all getting me into incomprehensible soy jacks. Once I get back to my rig proper.
All right.
We can just leave you here.
As you guys are having this debate, Jimmy rounds the corner. Still raging, but a control
still
rage.
mad at us?
He's
Oh God.
no, he's not. He's not in his like. He's not in his. No, this is a fun misunderstanding. He is not in his like uncontrolled rage state, but to you guys, yeah, it looks bad. Because the last time you saw him, he was like going fucking ape shit. Pun intended.
Fala pulls out her big nano tech gun and points it and is like ready, but doesn't fire yet.
Jimmy.
Flebs is ready.
Jimmy
Jimmy.
comes around the corner and sees Fala and Flebs and Victor Mendoza, and he stops. I'm still at the point where I can't really talk to you guys because I'm angry.
Mhm.
So you're just getting a lot of heavy breathing at you, but I am not advancing at all.
You are. I should mention you are covered in the entrails of a chupacabra. You fucking rip that thing to
Thank you.
pieces. It is like
Lunch.
you're still holding on to the head.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's cool.
Fala
Jimmy.
will lower her weapon then and just kind of make eye contact.
Mhm.
Jimmy, are you okay?
Jimmy's gonna hold the head of the chupacabra out the Fala.
Aw, thank you. And she takes the head because she's
The
just
eye-
used to dead.
The eye
monsters
swivels and
stuff.
looks at you.
Oh shit. Okay, she kind of drops it, but it's very nice. Thank you.
Jericho, you are rounding the corner and you see Jimmy standing in the middle of this doorway.
Hey guys, it's nice to see everyone's all right. I'm gonna go do some Fractal shit. You want to join me? I'm going this way. Also, Callista's okay. Well, she might have died, but she's okay.
Hey, hold on a second. Don't you want to have your fortune read?
What?
I thought you were just a dominating machine.
You
I mean,
ta-
do
you
you
turn a-
actually tell fortunes?
Yeah, you turn around, then it is the great osmosis, and or Ozzy, or just Ozzy for sure, and he is still holding
Oh, boy.
Victor, and he says, "Oh no, he's just a dirty little boy. He asked me to do this. Terrible, I know, but you are a bad boy, aren't you?" And he holds your arm a little bit tighter, Victor. Say it. Say I'm a bad boy.
No.
Do you guys help him out?
Yes.
Fala's still pretty mad about the cell phone thing.
So, Flebs, you do help him?
I think he's learned his lesson.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're nicer. I'm bitter. That's good.
Jimmy would like to help too.
This hasn't been like your guys' entire interaction. Since we've been in this tent, right? Like this hasn't been what you guys have been doing this entire time, right?
Not the whole time. We've been standing here a while, though.
No, I mean,
How long? How long is a while? You guys are any points off the this? You guys know we're still being graded, right?
You do get the impression you are being watched, but you don't know from where.
That's right.
He lets go of Victor. And I'll do this bit now because I know Victor has to go soon. He says, well, you gave me some entertainment, so how about I give you your fortunes, maybe? I'll start with the naughty boy.
seems like you already did, but yeah.
Ah, you're funny. Victor,
What
what would the roll be? I guess it'd be weird. Give me a weird roll. And we'll see if we can get your fortune read before you go.
Come up. Scroll down. Scroll down.
Okay, 9. So you're going to get a slightly vague fortune rather than a specific one. And he says, you have traveled across many planes of existence. But soon your traveling will end. For the one you wronged many a century ago has established that he is the king of the minions. And he is coming for you, maybe. But your answer lies through the main door. If you can see yourself, you can see everything. And to give Victor an out here so that he can go and his character is in a good stopping point, Victor, you take off out of the room and you, before anyone can stop you, go through the central door with the mirror. And there is like a almost like a slop kind of sound. I don't know how to explain it. It's like you've dived into some water, and you are gone. I've given you, I've perfectly timed it for half past for you, my friend.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. No worries.
Bye, Victor.
Thanks for coming, man.
Hey.
See you Monday, Victor.
See you Monday.
Goodbye forever.
Bye.
I must kill Bryant on my own.
Good luck.
Inside
I hate
joke.
you so much for that deed.
Yeah, well, now you know not to laugh during the important emotional sections, huh? Revenge. Love you.
We've learned many lessons.
Chewy, the answer is yes.
For what question? I missed.
No,
oh,
no.
Okay, just kidding.
Okay.
I get it now.
He says, oh, he was in a hurry. Wasn't so quick when I was manhandling him.
He didn't like that we interrupted.
No. Okay, who's next? Who wants a fortune from the great osmosis?
Jericho pushes Fala forward.
Look, I
Oh.
hate these things.
The
What-
small one,
what
okay.
is it? Am I gonna get my future told? Really?
I believe we've
Yeah,
done
that's
it
what
more
the
than
future
once.
You already know it.
We've
Exactly. This is stupid.
we've
These
done it
things are
more
all
than
fake.
we've done it more than once in this game, maybe. Right, weird roll.
Oh god, I hate weird rolls. I'm only mad because I know it's not gonna go.
You never know. 10. There you go.
Oh.
See?
Oh, shit.
See?
This is what I get.
His eyes roll on the back of his head, and he grabs your hand, and he says, "You are the one out of time. You come from a future that has not been determined yet. Your path is winding, complex, almost a Mobius strip. Soon you will have to make a choice that will haunt you. But I know you will make the right one, and all will be well. The calamity can be prevented, Fala. You must simply trust." And he lets go.
See? Totally fake.
I do not know
Seems
what
fake.
I said there, but I'm sure it was prophetic.
Prophetic.
Oh, you're funny. You can come next.
Yeah, Fala just pushes Flebs forward. Yeah, okay. Your fucking turn now.
This group is a big fan of pushing each other into
We
things.
Very handsy, this bunch.
We're not a polite group.
Ah, call back.
Ah.
My turn.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's alright. Oh my god.
Ooh.
You're all gonna end up getting fucking... Nah. I should have gotten you to do a different roll. You should have been... You know, it should be your weak roll. Actually, yeah, because otherwise we're just gonna have I've just realized I got you, I got Chewy. No, can't have that, because otherwise you're all just gonna get perfect rolls. No. I need to be careful with that.
Zero
I got
weird.
lucky.
Do
My
you?
weird is
Same.
0.
Do you? Oh, okay. Alright, fine. Alright, I'll let it slide.
We're lucky as heck.
He actually puts a single finger out to your forehead and boops it, and he says, "You are an individual that flits between life and death. I see many changes, many difficult decisions, but remember, blood is thicker than water. You will have to come to peace with that before your journey comes to an end."
Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. Before you two go on, we're going to jump back quickly to Callista and Capri. Callista, you are just waking up. And Capri is sort of just talking to himself. And is like, "I am a failure. I cannot do anything right. Why is it I can only ferry you when you're small, not when you're big? Even now you are protecting me. It is not fair. I am scared. I am very scared."
Okay. I assume he hasn't noticed I've started coming to yet?
No, he has no idea.
Okay. Yeah, poor guy. Yeah, Callista slowly blinks open her eyes a little bit, and I don't think she's entirely focused yet. I think she's still a little dazed from waking up like that. But she says, "Capri, you're still here."
He jumps and flips around, looking at you with the eye sort of slanted down, and says, "I will always be here." It is the only place I need to be. When everyone else goes, it is only me that will be left standing. If I'm not here, who will be?
Yes. I've had to come to terms with that myself recently. What happened?
You were accosted by Amos. He took you somewhere, did something to you, and dropped you back on the ground. I have already scanned you, though I do not know if you should be aware of what is on you.
Yeah, Callista kind of looks confused for a second, but she slowly tries to push herself into like a sort of half-sitting position and kind of tests out to see if she's hurt, and also looks down at herself.
Mm-hmm. I think it should be a sharp roll.
Okay.
$13. Yeah, you are covered in like a lot of blood and other liquids almost, what it looks like it's mixed in with like maybe water and oil, you're not sure. You are a little bit hurt. I mean, you're still hurt from the battle, but not that badly hurt. You actually feel a little bit better. You just gotta pick yourself up, but you don't feel like you've got terrible harm. I don't know what your harm level was at in the fight. If you could just tell me.
I only have 2 left.
No, you've healed 4 harm in this sojourn. Whatever Amos did had helped you.
All right.
Trevin, you also have healed harm when you attuned to the gravity fractal.
Oh.
So I don't know what harm you were at. If you could just tell me. I should have mentioned that earlier.
I was at 4 harm.
Yeah, you're at 2 harm now. And yeah, you can tell that something has happened.
Yeah, so I could basically...
You're in the middle of a fucking huge crater as well.
Oh, right, yeah, that too. And I can intuit that the blood is not my own, I assume.
Yep, and Eustace is just a few feet away from you.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, Callista kind of takes a little bit to look at all that, and she pushes herself up to sit fully and stretches out her wings to test those, and they're fine. And she looks up at Capri and says, I don't know what happened. I don't know whose blood this is, but it's not mine.
You also realize you're still in Eldritch form.
Yeah.
And it's not going away.
Cool. Okay.
And he says, at least I'm pretty sure he said canonically when you came back in, you were still in Eldritch form.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. Am I still in the like weird anglerfish-esque form, or just normal?
No, normal Eldritch. That part has receded at least.
Okay, yeah, that's something.
But yeah, Capri looks away and says, it will take me some time, but I have a theory on whose it is. However, we have other pressing matters, Callista. Do you know who took you? His connection to you?
No. I know it was Amos at this point, but I really don't know much at all, Capri.
He looks uncomfortable and he says, do you want to know?
And, I think Callista's still shaken from the memory stuff. Like, I think she still looks visibly, unsteady. And she looks up at Capri and says, I would like to know whatever it is you know. I'm sure it'll just be one of the pieces I need to put together. But it gets me somewhere.
Before we do, I believe Eustace de Coulter is in need of immediate care. I am not sure what we should do with him. Azathoth is still watching you, but I do not know if he will intervene.
Likely not. Or at least that's what they said when they came in with us.
When you, on that sharp roll, you looked up around the crater, he's sitting high up on one of the cages, smoking and watching you.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think Callista will really acknowledge him too much yet.
Okay. What do you want to do about Eustace?
Well, I guess I'd like to follow up on my question from earlier and see if the barrier is still around the circus.
Okay.
Because I can't remember who put it up, but I think I was with Ballista or something, and she pointed it out to me that we can't leave.
Do you want to scan for that, or do you want Callista to scan for that? Sorry, Capri to scan for that.
Yeah, I guess I'll ask Capri. Yeah, I guess I'll ask Capri. Yeah, okay. So she'll say, she'll kind of look around herself, but as she's doing it, she says, is the barrier still in place? Do you think we can get him somewhere safe?
$10. He scans for a minute and says,
there is a small opening in the barrier. Eustace can be taken away, and safely. But I do not know if you have the time to do it yourself.
All right. Well,
if I may, I would recommend asking Azathoth. There is some connection you two have. I believe he would be open to assisting, if it did not mean intervening in your mission.
Callista kind of glances up toward him and says, I have a feeling that likely won't reflect well on our ability to be independent here, but I won't let my pride get in the way of an innocent life, so you may be right.
Capri bristles when you say that. I don't know if you noticed though, but he shudders a little bit.
I think Callista's probably too distracted to really see that. But she pushes herself up to stand, and as she does, she takes a look around again, just kind of at first judging exactly where Eustace is and how to move him, and then she does like a little bit of a double take and says, did I do this? Did I create this crater here? How did this happen? I don't remember that either.
No. This was made by Jericho Branch upon attuning himself to the gravity fractal.
Ah. Yes. Well, I assume that went well then.
It went as well as one can do when giving something up they love.
All right. Got it. One less thing to worry about for now. And then she turns to walk toward the cages where Azathoth is.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks up at him and she says, "Would you mind coming down for a moment?"
He takes a long drag on his cigarette, and he jumps down.
Yeah? What do you need? Seems like you're having a rough time here. You giving up?
No. No. Far from it. But I'd like to thank you for your advice earlier. It worked out actually better than I thought it would. I think, all things considered. But if I may trouble you one more time, that man over there, he is on the verge of death. And I don't think it's fair, given that he is not a part of this group being judged, for him to perish simply because he was nearby.
Give me a roll to manipulate a hunter with a +2.
Okay.
Okay, 9. He says, hell,
I'll do it, but it's gonna go on the report.
Yes. I expected as much. I think that I can speak for the rest of the group when I say that that's probably worth keeping him alive for.
he smirks and says,
Then you've got good instincts, kid.
and he clicks his fingers, and Chernabog and Billabog run around the corner, and they pick Eustace up. They float him with their hands on either sides, and like, you be careful there, Cherno. Yeah, you be careful. You be careful. And they start hobbling him away.
Callista kind of watches them go, and then she looks back at Azathoth and says, I suppose I owe you another thanks, then.
Well, given the night you're having, and the family reunion you just occurred with, I think I think we'll call it even.
I think when he says that, Callista thinks back to the Muldoon situation, and she has a minute of like, wait, how did he know? Was he watching me there too? Is that how that works? So she kind of nods distractedly and says, okay. Thanks. I guess. Right. I should probably find the others then.
He says something to you, which I'm going to play into that because we're about to go into our last scene. I'm going to text it to you.
Okay.
And he says, "Oh, by the way," and he says that to you. And obviously we'll reveal at the end of the episode. And I want to know when he says that as you're walking away. I imagine a lightning bolt striking, and it stops you in your tracks. How does Callista?
Yeah.
How does Callista react to that?
God, I don't even know. I think she'd just stop walking and look down at herself again.
Hmm.
And then she'd look up at Capri, who I assume is still following her.
Yeah, he is not looking. He's not really making eye contact with her.
And she just stares at him for a second and says, Capri, what have I done?
And we'll split this up, but he says,
That man who took you away, that was your father. The All-Father.
and he says,
As for what you've done,
and we'll skip back over to Jimmy and Jericho, who is next for the fortune teller.
Jimmy will step up next.
Okay.
Just because I don't want to fucking fuck this up, I'll use a luck here, but I'll still roll the weird.
All right. Okay. What should be a 15?
You know, I was just thinking that, but I already said it, so I'm going with it.
No, that's fair. It's a good idea.
Close enough. I'm going with it.
Yeah, he holds his arms open and he says, you have a black dog following you. And soon, it will find its way to you and corner you. And when the wolf chases the moon away from the sky, and the last vestiges of dusklight crawl over the mountains, you will go home. That's what he says.
Jimmy will step back and not say anything.
I believe there's one of you left.
Jericho
Flebs pushes Jericho.
We've got to get some.
Jimmy pushes Jericho back.
A lot of pushing. Very interesting group.
It's how we communicate.
It's a weird way of showing affection or something. I'm not sure, but
She says that because she gets pushed a lot.
well, it's not my fault. You guys are all so fucking big.
Okay. Jericho, you're not rolling a weird.
Okay.
Because again, like otherwise it's just gonna be everyone gets a 10. I think I'd like you to roll a cool. Fuck you.
It's not even
11.
fair.
Oh, it doesn't even matter. He says, "Oh, I see you're min-maxed. Okay."
Oh, how meta of you.
I'm a fortune teller. We're very meta.
You guys talk weird in this time period. I don't get. You guys talk funny.
You don't. No, I'm not gonna make that joke. Okay, what do I want to say? Okay. You are undergoing a remarkable change. You have already given up so much. I'm afraid you will have to give up more before the day is done.
We'll have to see.
And as this conversation's sort of rounding out, Callista, you round the corner, and I feel justified in saying that you may just ignore everybody in this moment, like wide-eyed and a little bit manic. Do you go to the fortune teller, or do you just walk straight towards the door at the end?
No, I think she'd walk straight towards the door.
Give me a weird roll. 13. So I was going to have you guys do a bit with this door. We're not doing it because Callista quite literally blasts the door open. She walks past all of you mechanically as Capri is sort of begging her to see reason, and she's beginning to grow with that eldritch power, and she uses her right hand. She blasts the door inwards and then rips it off its hinges and keeps walking. Do you guys follow her?
Yeah, Fala's already going after her because she's really kind of anxious with all of the eldritchness, I guess.
Jericho as well.
Yeah, Jimmy will follow as well.
Okay. You all walk into the grand tent of the of the Dusklight Circus, and inside, which I don't have a pitch to hand at the moment, but I'll have one for our next session. There are multiple areas where you basically can see like there's separate stages set up, and in the middle of it is almost indescribable to you all, because what you're seeing is a constantly shifting scene. One moment it's a bookstore, the next moment it's a bar, the next moment it's nothing, and it's a small pocket, and in the middle of it is a ringmaster, and he bows low and says, "I see you finally made it to the show. Unfortunately, the main event is not quite ready for you. You will have to contest with one of our other acts. We have the debonair yet devilishly delicious lust known as Ballista with the water fractal powers." And a light comes on at the far end, and you see Ballista, slightly uncomfortable, which is weird for Ballista, waving and weaving water. To my right, he is a devilishly... Actually, I've used devilishly, haven't I? He is a powerhouse. He is devastating. He is the first fractal, Kruger. And Kruger has locked eyes with Jericho the moment he came in, and he has his gauntlets on. And like somewhere to like the back of him is that Earth fractal with the hood still up. JJ says, "Oh, and don't forget, we still have the Sturgeon Hunting Club walking around the premises. Get through them, and you get me. Let the show begin." And I imagine you're all sort of, getting ready to fight. But I also would venture a guess that Callista's behavior is disturbing you. Because she's just moving forward and she's doing a Jimmy, which is not what Callista does.
Jimmy move in front of Callista to try to stop her?
I don't know, Luce. Why don't you tell me what?
Yes, tell us if Jimmy can stop you.
I think. Oh god. Yeah, I think if Jimmy does, or when he does, Callista's wings like shoot outward.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't even look at him.
Mm-hmm.
And she just like as she's like, you know, shifting and growing and all that, her voice is like deeper.
Mm-hmm.
And like again, just sort of like Jimmy's gets, and she says, "I will only say this once. Get out of my way."
Does she push Jimmy?
Well, I mean, if we're talking sheer strength, she is stronger than all of you when she's like this. But I don't know. That's up to Luce.
I mean, everyone's pushing each other.
Oh, it's not that kind of pushing right now. But yeah,
that is true. She doesn't yet, but depends on how Jimmy responds.
Yeah.
As she says that, Jimmy grows bigger as well and doesn't move.
Okay. Yeah, I think Callista would try to move him herself. But
Fala would like to point out that maybe fighting each other is not the
well,
best idea.
I'd say she doesn't do it in like a violent fighting way, but
Yeah.
like sort of in a just.
Well, you have to remember, Luce, you are at this stage in the game.
Yeah.
You swatting would like even Jimmy, who is unbelievably strong. It will throw him into a wall. It's not if it's a strength contest, he'll lose.
Oh yeah, I don't think she would even swat him. I think she would just, if I'm able to, I think she would literally just pick him up and like literally put him aside.
All right, let's do this. Tough rolls. But Luce is going to have a +2.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
And
that sounds right.
We're about to wrap up, so I know how to resolve this. All right, so Luce with an 8.
Uh-oh.
Jimmy's going to get a 14.
Shit, I
So
knew it.
You ain't going nowhere.
Oh shit!
I'm going to tell you how this is resolved. This is really good. You are. I can't believe we have to make this. Yeah, so you are trying to do this passively, Lucy. Callista's trying to do this in a way that is, you know, but Jimmy is still the tank of the group. And on a 14, he just doesn't move. He's getting bigger, and he's not like, you know, he's not smirking in a mocking way, but he's smirking like, you know, and it's just too much for you. And yeah, he stops you from picking him up. He does not stop you from swatting him with the wing into the nearby pillar. And you dig into the ground and you go straight for Ballista. And in a flash you are gone, and Capri is looking around at the rest of you. Jimmy, you're fine. You didn't take any harm. You're on a fucking 14, of course you didn't. You're just more, I would say, concerned, you know, that she's just done that. And he says, "It is what Azathoth just told her. She is not angry at you. I don't even think she's angry at Faye. She's angry at herself."
What is it, Capri? What did she learn?
She has paint on her.
What?
Rich paint.
And when you think for a moment and you look at Callista, there is a horrifying realization that comes over Jericho specifically. Because when she was taken away by Amos... Actually, no, excuse me. This comes over Jimmy more than Jericho. Like, Jericho, this shocks you. Jimmy, I'm... You tell me if I'm wrong. I think this will take you out of your rage state. But you tell me. But either way, when Amos took Callista away, she had some battle scars and some wounds. When he brought her back, she was covered in blood and paint. And Jimmy remembers the last thing he saw in that dream space was Paint Gunkerson saying, "I'm cold. I'm so cold."
I don't know if it would bring Jimmy out of his rage or if it would drive the rage further.
Maybe. Yeah. We will... yeah. Okay.
I'm just saying, because I was like, when you said she was covered in paint, the only thing that I could think about is Jimmy would like to rage.
Okay, that's fine. So it makes you worse then in that case. And you take off. You take off in the other direction towards Kruger and the Earth Fractal, because you remember that the last thing you saw was an anglerfish, and in the right light, at the right angle, as Callista's eldritch form overtakes her, she looks just like an anglerfish.